Hey everyone, welcome back to Evandale and Kill City Sinners. What's up, Big? Hi guys.
Hello.
All right, so that's like I always feel so challenged because after that title sequence, it's like, because we're kind of a chill bunch. We like laughing and we joke around a lot behind the scenes, but when it comes down to it, we're just like, cool. So anyway, yeah, fuck it. You know what? Screw it. Let's have a game.
Do you want high intensity?
Yeah, I know. Hey, everybody, welcome back.
We can just start screaming if you want. Go!
No, man, it's me too. I also do that.
I could have Zephyr fall down the stairs and play a character who's just like a morning radio shock jock.
You are always present, just never physically.
Well, hey there, Killison City. Big news today on your morning drive. 17 people dead. Anyway, on to the weather.
Oh my god. What a lovely Monday.
Okay.
My internal monologue is just that bit from the Game Changer episode of Jacob Wysocki doing a monster truck voiceover for a chill Sunday.
Yes.
Sunday, we're gonna stay in and do nothing.
I need that man to actually be hired by the WWE to do their voiceovers.
Oh, he's great. Anywho, what do we do here? Play games?
I think that's what we're here to do. So welcome back to Kill City Sinners, where we by the way, any announcements or anything like that? I need to check in with that kind of stuff first.
Yes.
What kind of announcements do you have today?
Oh, no, not like that. We're on Threads now.
Yes, we
World
are.
of Evandale. Follow us. It's just me, but you can talk, but it's us. It's fun. Next up will be OnlyFans, so
we've already got stuff in the works. We've already been planning. We're prepping. So everybody prepare your minds, your bodies, your hearts.
By the way, all right, so is it going to be PG-13 OnlyFans or is it going to be?
No.
Okay. Well, we were talking about stuff, so I'm just saying.
You can watch us. Never mind. You'll have to find out.
That's right.
That's how you get the money.
Anyways, we really are on Threads though, so follow us there, please, because we need friends.
Yeah,
Yay.
Threads. World of Evandale on Threads. _ Erin My Laundry on Threads. SJ McKeen VO on Threads, or is it SJ McKeen? I don't know, whichever the fucking one it is.
SJ McKeen on
SJ
Threads.
McKeen on Threads.
Yeah.
Stacie, you on Threads?
No,
I'm not on Threads. Look, I got too much shit going on already.
Mike.
No, I'm not on Threads.
You're on Etch-a-Sketch.
I creep around on Reddit sometimes. But I do have a small announcement. As anybody who's spent any time in the various chats on the Discord will know, I love frogs and I'm a big rules enjoyer. I've been, for the past 6 months, writing a Powered by the Apocalypse frog game. And it is basically complete, and keep an eye out for scheduling. We're going to run some playtests of it over on the Ain't Got Crit channel.
Yes. So if you don't know what Ain't Got Crit is, Ant Got Crit, no spaces. It's just another Twitch channel, and it's like indie gaming, and it's us nerds. So yeah, anybody that's ever streamed with us is welcome to come on in. New people are welcome to come on in. It's more of a community indie gaming. You're not going to find like big brand RPGs or anything like that over there, and you won't find Evandale stuff over there. So it's really meant for everything else in the entire fucking world, and therefore it should be a much better channel. So yeah, go find that. I mean, we're kind of good here, but I'm just saying it's better.
Yeah, that was a good.
You like
save.
that? Like, because I just sometimes start
that
talking.
Negative self-talk has got to go.
Okay, so I'm not really a bard. If you were to get my D&D class, I'm not really.
That's funny because you made up Barb multi-class character.
I did.
Yesterday.
Well, you fucking dropped a meme that was like, you know, if you were a barbarian bard, and I mean, I had to immediately create a character.
Mm-hmm.
I did.
So follow us on
Barbarian
TikTok if
bard
you want more.
named Barbie.
Yeah. What?
A barbarian bard named Barbie.
It's
Is
hey.
that like Barbie's actual class?
In honor of Barbie and Oppenheimer dropping on the same day, I am creating a Bard Artificer multi-class.
Perfection.
Amazing.
Just want to give a quick shout out to our latest follower, Proud Sloth Gaming. Welcome, my friend, and KJ. Hola, back to you. All right, my friends. The last time that we were all together, you had been walking around in Shade City now for some days, looking around, trying to find the secret location to Dr. Hazer's underground laboratory. And along the way, you had come across an old ally, well, kind of a newish ally, Andromeda, over there in the corner, played by Stacie. And in so doing, you gained a little bit of more strength in the party, and certainly in the last session, for me anyway, I saw a little bit of extra confidence with everyone going forward. Now, your mentality has always been, go straight, continue going. We got to find this fucker. We're going to have to bring him down. Well, you started following clues, small pieces of paper drifting off here and there, things that have been said by others, eyewitness accounts of people being taken everywhere. Your only source of medical attention left to go back home because of the wounding, because of the wounds that he suffered. And most of your other NPC allies have been in and out of the mix just due to, well, where you are in Callisto City, in a section called Shade City, where you're essentially off the grid. It was turned off by the corpos in order to punish everyone. Well, you guys have now found something. You were standing in front of a building after several days of searching for where this motherfucker could possibly be. And that's when you saw some graffiti after some like garbage cans, what have you, had been moved aside. You saw some graffiti, a telltale sign. Hazer lives here. You're standing in front of a derelict old office building. You can see narrow corridor leading down, the same thing that you had experienced before. The air inside, it is cool, it is damp. The light levels in here are extremely low. But the main corridor going down, unlike the side passages and even 1 foot away from the main corridor, like on a side small room and what have you, detritus has littered everything except for that, indicating the presence of traffic. It could also be the presence of so much more. The world is yours. Welcome back, sinners.
Now I know I can't be the only one thinking it ain't just gonna be that simple, right?
Nope. Nope, I don't like it.
How can we prove it then?
I mean, I guess the only way to prove that he's not in there is to go in.
Maybe we need a decoy of some sort.
Like,
Do any of you guys know how to use drones?
Would I know how to use drones? I feel like I might be able to. Like,
I'd say so.
Andromeda definitely would have been able to fumble around on that sort of tech.
They're fairly ubiquitous.
Okay.
Because I know I don't know how to use that shit at all. I mean, I could fiddle with it, make it go up, down, and in a direction, but as for spinning, that messes me up.
Yeah, and if you feel it justified that you would have one on you, it could be a small mini one with like a cam on it that feeds into your neural net.
Yeah. I think Andromeda would have something like that. I feel like we had some time in between for like Andromeda to kind of like go back to her workshop, kind of unload her trash,
Okay.
put it together and reconfigure it in whatever way she needed to kind of like prep for this, kind of like go into it. So yeah, we have a little baby drone on us.
Okay.
And I would say it's like half helicopter drone, half like spider drone. So it has optionality.
All right. So you send the high whir. Actually, is it a high whir? Is it a silent drone? Tell me about it.
I feel like it would have like a low humming to it, kind of like a wom 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 wom, as the as whatever power source. Like it's definitely like magnetic in some way.
Oh, that's fucking
so it's
cool.
Not necessarily like spinning, but it's like hovering, and that like hovering is making sort of that low humming.
Okay. All right. Sweet. Tell me what you do with it.
Freeze, apparently.
Yeah, it's frozen.
Oh no.
So the drone
Put
complete.
is that close to computers.
There you go.
Am I back?
Yeah, you're back.
Damn it.
I thought we were going to see like the drone signal come through. I was like, damn, Stacey's like all sorts of prepped.
So we're like at the entrance right now, and we like know that there's like stairs going down, and we're just kind of like standing at the stairs.
No stairs just yet. You are looking inside of what used to be an office building of some kind, and you're looking at just the entrance to this. You do see a hallway going down. There are several doors on the side. You guys have been in something like this just recently, looking around, trying to sift through papers and what have you. That's when you found this place, or after some additional search.
Do you have any windows we're working with, or would we have to?
Yeah,
open the door?
so you're looking at kind of like a storefront setup. You have a large bay window that it's no longer existent. The glass is all gone. In fact, there's like tons of like cracked glass down on the ground, except for the main entrance and a pathway, which is wider than the typical stride of a person. It's a little bit wider than that. You're looking at something that's about a little wider than shoulder width. So,
Is the glass from the window on the inside or the outside of the building?
Combination of the two.
Okay. So I would Andromeda would send in the drone with that like low humming, and like on her like Omni tool is maybe like this big. It's pretty chonky, since like I said before, it's basically like a Swiss Army yo-yo. So she kind of like pulls out a little antenna that kind of sticks out from it, and then pulls out like a screen that kind of fits on the flat side of the yo-yo, and then uses like her fingers on that like touch screen to like send it in.
Okay. All right. You do. It goes in, and you immediately start receiving a feed as you had expected. It flies in. And the first thing that you notice that the several, offices and whatever, most of them have been completely gutted. You see cubicles over here and what have you. For the most part, you can see a couple of monitors which are still receiving power, and they have login screens on them, but it looks like that they've been on those screens for a very long time. Most of the monitors are completely smashed, but there are like 3 in one small side office. The debris on the floor, however, is still there. And once again, the image has been on that screen for so long, it's actually burned in. We're not even looking at like flat screen. We're looking at old school CRTs.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I would take the drone and land it, and its landing gear turns into like the spider legs, but it's got like 4 little crawly crabby legs. And then like underneath it, it's got like a little claw, like a little grabby claw to like grab shit. It can't carry like a lot. It could probably carry like a couple pounds max. But I'm gonna have it like crawl around and like aim the feed at whatever debris is on the ground to see what's there.
Yeah. It looks like most of it has been portions of rotting wall, a combination of plastic drywall and some aluminum bits. You can see some glass from others who have come in the location's earlier days. and have just broke some stuff. So since you're actually in there, you do get a feeling that this place has been updated to include computers that fit the room on purpose.
Okay.
And the detritus on the floor only exists in the doorway and in front of the computer. You look at the rest of the place and it's kind of cleaned up a little bit.
Okay, interesting. I'm gonna relay that to the rest of the group, and I'm so sorry, but I do have to like step away for like 2 seconds.
So does this mean that he may be here if it's all new? There'd be no reason for it to be updated if he wasn't.
All right, hold up. So when we was a couple blocks back, there was that one like gas station, car wash, whatever place, and underneath that was a very bad place, very close to another facility like this one, right? So this has newer stuff, which means that they're using newer tech. I don't. All answers point to this motherfucker's here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If we're sort of operating on the theory that they set these places up and then abandon them when they have outstayed their welcome, then place with the newest tech that we've seen is most likely where he is.
I mean, if I could get inside, I could maybe use my flow to figure out where traffic is heaviest. I don't think the drone can do that. But, I mean, I think it's fine. There's nobody there, according to what we're seeing.
Yo, Zeph. How about me and you, like, get the area kind of mapped out, and then you can relay it to Haven, maybe, while she goes inside and handles that.
I was also thinking, I feel like this drone would have the capability to like sense like electrical surges or like power surges, so we could like get a map that way of like it can kind of like send out a signal almost like radar or sonar or something, and it can like ping nearby electrical systems just to like see what's got power, and we can kind of see what is actually functional and where it is.
Okay. So you switch modes. You start going into you flip through the various ones. This is IR. This is electrical, and you send out a ping. So you're going to send the drone back out, or no? It's been in there, right, the entire time.
Yeah, it's been in there, and I think it's gonna stay in there. Like, I'm not gonna send it out, but I think this drone would have like a 20-foot radius ping, to just like send out a small surge of energy, and and whatever bounces back is some sort of like electrical, mechanical thing.
Okay, all right, totally cool. So you send this thing out, and as it bounces off of walls and whatnot, you start receiving a little bit of feedback. You can tell that there are signals that go down. You see it fading off into the distance, but it seems to go into a back area of in fact, you see power about 15 feet outside of the building, about 15 feet to your right.
Okay. Like a large concentration of power?
Yes, it's definitely underground, however. And you look over and it's abandoned road. It's like asphalt, uninterrupted asphalt.
Okay, so there's an underground source of power.
Yeah, it's a source, and then it kind of feeds into the building, and you can kind of make out where the wires are whether it comes up into the ceiling or down underneath the floor, and then comes up into like the wall terminals or what have you. It's an old school copper system, as opposed to like a conductive, like a conductive near field or something. So you see copper going into that one computer room. What really stands out is some of the newer tech. You pick up on a steady stream, so you don't get alternating current. There's a steady stream going into the facility somewhere in that back corner area.
I acknowledge all of this, and I look at the rest of the group. How'd you feel about cutting off these motherfuckers' blood supply?
Oh, say less. Where do we go?
I'm thinking I might use our little friend here and cut off their power at the source. Maybe that'll squeeze them out. Cause a little chaos.
It's possible, but also from our previous experience, we know Hazer is nothing if not a rat who will flee at the first sign of trouble. He's not going to stand there and try to, fight his way out of this if he has an escape route.
Well, I count 1, 2, 3 of you to cover some of the exits.
The problem with Hazer, though, is he's different. Yeah. He doesn't just look for escape routes through places. He looks for escape routes through people.
Yeah.
Like if there's 3 of us, that's 3 different routes of exit that he could take.
Andromeda, are you aware of that little tidbit about Hazer, or is this the first you're hearing that he can jump from person to person?
I think this is her first time hearing about this.
How does that make you feel?
So she's kind of confused. And you definitely see that on her face, and she's like, what do you mean he can go through people?
Right.
He's trying to emotionally manipulate you guys or something?
No, we killed Hazer. Broke into Prodigy's headquarters, us 3 and Killian, and we cut down the man who was the head of research, Dr. Hazer. But as he died, I gotta survey the other 2, consciousness, soul, essence, whatever you want to call it, inhabited someone else who proceeded to get away from us. So our main issue here is preventing him from doing that. It's going to be a mite difficult to cut down everyone in there.
Hold up. Zeph.
Yeah.
Do you know if someone's got to be, chipped in order for him to do that?
There's a distinct possibility. I mean, he doesn't seem like something that you could do with the kind of emotional, more human side of things that y'all 2 got going on. But issue being, outside of a very select few, and I just heard of Andromeda and Kode, pretty much everyone in the city's chipped.
I mean, even I'm still chipped.
Cody's not.
I just don't have enhancements. I don't have augmentations.
You are right. Kode is not.
If your hypothesis is true, then you're the only one who would be able to confront him.
Oh my god. Fuck this guy.
But at the same time, though, if you're wrong, we might have to kill you if he takes over your body, because he's not going to give you up without us taking you out. I don't want to make that call, and I don't want to take that risk, to be honest.
Well, look, I feel like we got ourselves into this chaos, and we clearly don't know what he's operating on. What kind of fucking system is this? This isn't some voodoo witchcraft kind of bullshit.
It is.
This is some sort of tech.
It's as close to voodoo witchcraft as we get, though. Hazer's operating on basically syndicate tech from what we can figure.
Andromeda, you have signal between here and there.
I mean, it's like a remote signal. It's not like...
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, though. Like, I don't know how it happened, but I got a little window to getting in contact with Deets. Can we try to, like, use that to link? Can we use it? Can you you a techie, you know how to fuck with all the little things like that. Like, can we get in contact with Deets using the stuff you got? Like, help me out here.
Like a remote connection to the kid? Yeah, I think we can make that work. Something like locked in, VPN style.
Yeah, ABC, I feel you. Let's do that.
Okay.
The issue we're dealing with, we've been in an area of noted downages for all sorts of services. But having a drone that could fly, we might be able to go a bit more old school. I start looking around for like any source of like copper wire that I can find.
Sorry, and not immediately. You come across it seems like any copper wire that has been laying around, like any real resource in Shade City, has been already cleaned.
Yeah, so I'm basically like kicking things over and going, we can find enough length of wire, we can essentially send up an old school antenna using your drone there to fly it up as high as we need. Won't be the most secure.
Yeah, in my with my little like ping and everything, I saw that there was copper laced throughout this building. Do you think I could either tap into that or find some that's not being like powered through and extract it?
You start picking up on another signal. There's a pulse
Of tapping into it?
Yeah, because you haven't said that you stopped your scanners. So I'm assuming that stuff had come up. So almost immediately, I don't know if you can hear these sounds, but
I heard it.
You did hear? Oh, that's fucking sweet. Good. I have new toys. So, your drone had picked up on something. And it was a burst of a pulse that came out from that underground power source. Again, it's under the street. It's like 15 feet over and umpteen feet down beneath the surface. But you could see it go, and it goes right back to that rear room. Well, you haven't yet seen the rear room. You haven't yet sent the drone down there. But
no, I'm not. I don't want to send it down there. I don't want my little buggy to get squashed. I'll communicate to the group about the signal and say I might be able to link into whatever network they're using and maybe hack it in some way.
Honestly, do what you got to do, because we're here, and I don't want to be able to do fucking nothing because this guy's Weasley or whatever the fuck it is. Like, I want this motherfucker's head right now. Like, so please do whatever you got to do. Zeph, my bad.
No.
Okay, well,
by all means. My only concern is plugging into Hazer's system might open us up to some quite unnecessary risk. But that being said, this place is in fucking the Shade City of Shade City. There is, and I kind of like pull up the map again and I go, this is the point where there is like veil outages to the point that Sherry can't even fuck around in here. If Hazer is having signal, that must be what's providing it, or something is providing it. And if we can take that out, it could very much limit the options of who he is able to jump to, from anybody with a chip who is connected to his sort of local network to people that he has a sort of hard line connection to. And Hazer doesn't strike me as the type who's going to be plugging his wires into other folks' heads.
See, and that's why I'm a little bit concerned about flashing up an antenna to signal some of your outside sources.
Well, hold on. Cody, didn't you? The last time you talked to Dietz, it was organically, weirdly enough, right?
Yeah, fucking, I was
You
seeing
got
all
hot.
types of colors. Yeah, no, I was fucking heated.
Okay, come here for a second. Come here for a
second.
second. Come here for a second. I gotta tell you something.
You gotta punch me? That's fine. What's up?
No, I'm not gonna punch you. I'm not gonna punch you. Bam! I'm gonna punch you right in the face.
Oh, mother! All right. Because I expected it, I'm probably not as mad as I would.
Punching him again.
Now. All right, we're gonna have to have a conversation about about your
Punch him
left
again.
hook. Yo, all right, fuck this.
Cody, Cody, you online? Cody?
Motherfucker.
I'm shoving him. I'm shoving you.
Hold up.
Stay mad. Stay mad.
Fucking, I fucking lock this in.
Seeing that Haven's trying to get him mad and keep him mad, Zephyr is kind of gonna like very reluctantly kind of like look at Andromeda and be like, fuck, I hate having to do this kind of shit, and go, listen, if you guys are done having a hissy fit, some of us have folks to avenge, and start walking towards the door.
Motherfucker, yo, I'm paying the fucking oh my god.
And I'm completely ignoring Cody and walking towards the building.
Yo, I'm following. I'm about to get hands for saying some shit like that. Yo,
Cody.
do y'all hear this shit?
Cody, you there?
What? I mean,
Cody,
my bad.
I can't,
What?
I get a signal, but I can't. Cody, if you can hear me, you're danger.
Fucking damn it. I hate this fucking technology. You know what? Somebody else. Oh, fuck, nobody else. Cody is pissed.
Alright, find the garage.
Yo, Zeph.
Yeah.
I fucking give him a good rating. Yo.
Did you just punch him in the face?
Situation. Yes.
Oh, Zeph, you just got smacked.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. I didn't know the nature of your relationship, so that's fine.
Talk about fucking the right thing to go with my mom's again, and I'm gonna take these glasses off, and we all gonna fail. Like.
And then I'm gonna kind of, hang my head a little bit, put one of my cybernetic hands on Cody's shoulder, and go, Cody, truth or meat, friend? And I punch him right in the gut with the other hand and go, you don't got a fucking clue what's going on here. And I'm doing everything I can to keep him as mad as he can be.
Cody.
What? Who the fuck? Oh, alright, and now.
Look, and what you're stepping into is really, you want to find over there to the other.
Put my hand up to Zeph, because I was really about to kick Haven a moment ago. I'm getting a really, really fucking bad signal the more I get pissed off. But I think it's bullshit that I gotta be real fucking mad to hear any goddamn thing right now.
Well, what are you gonna leave? That's what you always do. You just dip every time we're in trouble.
Yeah. Honestly, you can go on. You can go do your thing. We're gonna go down there and end this shit stain.
I'm gonna trip Haven, like a little trip shove, and be like, yeah, my fucking bad. I'm not. You know what?
No, don't calm down, motherfucker.
Yeah, be mad.
This
be
ain't
mad.
the time for calming down. And I kind of like unbuckle the sword from my belt and toss it to Andromeda, and I kind of just like square up.
Andromeda, it has like her yo-yo in her arms and like catches this sword, and very much in like awkward teenage fashion is like, what the fuck are these adults doing? And is kind of just like shocked on the sidelines of like,
Andromeda sees from Cody's sleeves both yo-yos drop from within and goes, I was gonna fucking tell y'all what the fuck I heard just now, but we can scrap a little bit. I'm with it. I'm ready.
Well, did you hear anything useful?
Yeah, don't go inside. Something's bad in there.
And then Zephyr kind of drops his arms to the side and goes, all right then. It motions for Andromeda to hand him back his sword.
Andromeda's gonna like hold on to it for a half second longer.
Oh no,
and,
no,
like,
we keeping each other. You're keeping each other honest. We getting you mad. Let's fucking go. Let's throw a couple.
Hey, Cody.
All right, we can go.
Fuck. What? Everybody's talking to me at the same motherfucking time. What do you want? Who is this?
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Who is this?
The one and only Shari.
Oh fuck. Your ass ain't supposed to be here either. Can't you get like locked in the system or some dumb shit? Why is everybody doing everything wrong right now?
Because Deeds and Company can't reach you. I don't know your exact location, but where you are is bad. Not because of the location, physically, but because of the veil. It's not dead there.
The veil ain't dead here?
No. That's the only reason why I'm able to to talk with you, love. Just a couple of blocks over, I'm standing on top of her roof, trying to send out signals, moving around, like I seen you do. Well,
Yep.
I'm standing on top of her roof, looking down on a nice little block party, enjoying a nice little drink that had just been given to me. Meanwhile, all the residents of Shade City are accustomed to just living in a place that doesn't have any real electricity or power or the veil. Where you are is all veil, 100% turned on. Cody, where you are is in the grid. That tells me Hazer is there. You know how he can jump from person to person?
Hazer's in the grid and he could jump from person to person. Yeah, I know that.
The veil is live there. He needs it to exist. You're in the right location. Now, Deeds is trying to send me a signal saying something about you guys are in the wrong area. There's a garage door or something like that and somewhat near
what?
you. A door, a garage door, like a bay door. You
A
can
bay
wanna
door?
check
Andromeda
that out.
starts looking around for a garage door when she hears him saying that.
Absolutely, and it's only like 10 feet over. Do you see like an old dilapidated fold-up kind of door? The whole thing just looks like, when I say dilapidated, I mean the aluminum slats are kind of like at an angle. You know, it doesn't look like it should be able to go up, but some of the slats look brand new.
Andromeda's gonna like march over, drop the sword by the door, and then pocket the yo-yo. After, of course, like putting all of the wires and stuff in. She'll pick up the little drone later, and she's gonna start like manhandling this garage door open.
Like, Sherry, you said the grid is open. Hazer needs that to do his thing.
He does everything through the veil, right? You remember
Everything
that,
through the veil.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, are you repeating it to them? Is
I
that why you're
am.
repeating
I
everything?
am.
Oh.
Because I don't think they can get you because I'm like 2 seconds from punching both of them, my sibling and our new friend in the mouth for some shit that they just said.
Honey,
Zephyr had been lowering his hands, and as soon as he says that, they're like right back up.
Listen, love. Deeds can't get through to you. Your emotions causes a spike inside of your hardware. That's how I was able to contact you. But now that we're together, oh, love, you're never gonna get rid of me now. As long as you continue to feel, and as long as you continue to wear that visor of yours, you and I are together, if you want. But I am not joking. Deeds can't get to you. Having said that, Deeds and Taylor are on their way. They're bringing portable power and a portable transmitter to be able to get to you.
Portable transmitter.
Yeah.
Portable power here.
So
No. Portable transmitter here. No, if Hazer needs the Veil to do his thing, if he needs to be on the grid, we don't want to bring him fucking dinner on a plate.
But Dietz and them is bringing it here, though. Shari just told me.
Can you tell her to tell him not to?
Zeph says it's not a good idea.
Okay, let me check in with Dietz, relay that info, and see
All
what
right.
I can get, okay?
Alright.
Keep your visor on, hun, and listen. With your emotions spiking, whatever kind of thing you have going on there, you're tapping into the veil whether you know it or not, and it's all through your visor. You have no hardware in you, right?
Oh.
Exactly. It's all coming through your visor. It's picking up on emotion. So, feel whatever you want to feel. Just know I can feel it too, and if I can feel it, so can others.
Heard. He's pointing at Haven like, oh, you bitch. I fucking hate you right now.
Do what you gotta do. If you need me, call out to me. Otherwise, I'll see you guys on the flip side.
Yep. Alright.
I'm sorry.
Nah. You're right. Y'all are right. Y'all are right. It's just, y'all chose some real pointed words.
I mean, to be
works.
fair,
And I'm
the
mad about
first
it.
two, I mean, I even punched you 2 times before you actually got mad.
Three.
I figured I had to go in with some kind of heavy artillery there. I do genuinely apologize for that, Cody. I know that this is exceptionally important to you.
Heard. So somebody who has no idea what the fuck is going on. Andromeda. Fucking.
But she's in the garage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To my right. Gone.
Y'all were talking, and she is digging all of this shit. The sword is on the ground.
Yeah, I see the sword on the ground, and one of my arms just like unconsciously starts like twitching and grabbing towards it. I go, that shouldn't be on the ground. I should go grab it.
It's gonna get rusted.
Andromeda does not know about this like weird ass magical sword and does not give a fuck.
Andromeda, you've been working at this thing, and it's like, and it's definitely locked at some play. There's like a little bit of play, like maybe an inch or
Okay,
two.
particle scalpel.
Not a problem, but you start heading across that aluminum, it's like nothing. It's biting in. It's gonna take a long ass time.
Recovering my sword, I'll kind of go up and go, maybe take a step back, kid.
She sees you like wield your sword, and she kind of like puts her hands back and like lets you at it, and then like as she's watching you do it, she's gonna pull out her yo-yo and her omni tool and start to bring the drone back.
Haven, you get a ping of curiosity from somewhere in the vicinity and not from your companions.
Hold up. Someone might be on to us.
You
and I'm gonna
turn
start to
around, you look across the street, and you can see a kid sitting on a stoop of an empty building, a doorway.
Cody,
What up?
there's a kid. I don't know if he's watching us.
Hey yo.
Kid like looks over, gives you a chin nod. He signals you over.
Yeah. He so Cody does a look around. Yo, do what you're doing. I'll be right back.
There's
He runs
an
across
empty
the
street on both sides. The building that you're standing in front of, if there were any traffic on the street whatsoever, you would definitely be seen. The building in front of you is one of 1,000. However, when the kid sitting on the stoop indicates going like that, he may be the only thing moving on the street besides you guys, but at least he's sitting back in the shadows.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
We're in the front.
Andromeda is, and that's where the kid picks up. We see a drone flying overhead, a camera zooming in on this. Cody walking across the street to the kid. You trying to get in?
You know something?
It's not a good place.
I mean, I figured that we're trying to make it not a place at all. If you get my meaning.
He's got weird droids, those mechanical people. They don't even have any flesh on them.
Yeah.
They sing into it, and that's how that door opens.
Sing into it? Oh, I got you. Yo, hold on. Here.
Bring it back.
If you got any more information for me, I'm gonna give you this cred. You can do whatever the fuck you want with it. You got anything else that can help us out?
Kid, like, gets a smug smile on his face just for a brief moment. And he kind of, like, leans back, realizing that he probably, for the first time in a very long time, he's only 8, is actually in charge. The kid has an amount of street sense about him that Cody's definitely picking up on. He seems like he knows what he's doing, but he's not really into business. He takes a look at the cred. Nah. Cred no good here down in Shade City besides where you're going?
Yeah. Great.
They don't take cred.
So let me get something straight. You have information, and you're not taking something that can help you out with your situation.
Cred's not good here, man.
So what you want?
If I see Cody talking to this Shade City kid, I'm gonna walk over as well.
Okay.
So what you want?
I'm just trying to tell you that people go missing in this area. They are around everywhere, and they disappear, and then they come here, and they go in through, and the kid points at the garage door that Andromeda is still in front of, and they go in through that door, usually escorted by some big people, and the kid is like 4 feet tall. Not so everyone's big, but there's also my friends down there, so you got to be careful and don't hurt my friends.
That's simple information. Regardless, I appreciate it. I'm gonna toss the kid the cred, and I'm gonna walk away as I just noticed Zephyr right next to me the entire time.
And looking at the kid, I go,
Fuck.
"Hey kid, I had Gridwise every now and then. I will trade you." And I kind of fish around in my pocket. I go, "I will trade you 6 revolver bullets for that cred."
He holds out his hand.
I pile them into his hand. They're good, professional, not hand loaded.
Kid had a 6-shooter on him.
Here.
Thanks, kid. Keep the lights on, all right?
He stands up. Now we're talking. And he holds his hand up for a high five.
Yeah, I slap him one.
He comes over. He looks at the door. He looks up at Andromeda. Tugs at the sleeve.
What's up, kid?
You gotta sing. And he walks over to the side of the door where there's like an old school key box. And he just goes, BAP! And he smacks it, and he goes back over to the building across the street.
Okay.
Y'all remember that fucking beep boop beep bullshit we heard earlier?
Way ahead of you, and the Omni tool is out, and there's for sure either like an exact copy or like one of those like voice chips or whatever, and she's going to use her Omni tool to activate it.
You didn't transfer that, but I will say, so since the last game, you guys just came over to this without any real time in between. You do still have the head. If you want, of course, you can put into your Omni tool. That won't be a problem. But just an FYI.
That's definitely something she would have done. Okay. Given like the significance of the head and the fact that there was time in between and she was unloading shit, she definitely would have like taken the time to load it up.
Absolutely. All right, so you play that sound?
Mm-hmm.
The door begins to open. You see a bay door now completely open, a bay in front of you. It appears to be clean, like fucking clean, of the same architecture and surrounding like cinder block walls and other things like that as like the rest of the building. However, this room has been transformed. You see some dirt, like a path leading to a door on the far side of the room. It is one of those steel doors. It's got a bar, like a push bar.
I think that's your guys' in, but I still think we gotta cut off the power before anyone touches this guy.
Agreed.
But if we do that, we have to be there. Like we can't cut the power now and try to make our way there. He will leave.
So maybe this is
split up?
Yeah, 2-team operation. Cody, I would be happy to have you watch my back as we kind of storm the main building.
I'm in.
And I'll hang with Andromeda.
Kid
I mean,
from
I don't know if I could cut off a transmitter or power source other than I tap the sword in the literal sense, but that might not go so great.
the kid from across the street. What are you looking for?
You ever
Power
see
source.
He like looks at the multiple voices. He didn't hear.
You ever see some feller come in here acting like big shit on campus, you know?
What's a campus?
All right, you know, fair enough. Been on the grid too long. You ever see a feller walking in here like he still got lights on in his house?
And no one had lights on around here.
Are all of the phrases all right?
Who's the boss?
Yeah, you seen anybody who looks like they're in charge?
He pauses for a second. He thinks. It looks like he's diving in deep, trying to get an understanding of like what you mean, and then he goes. There's a guy that comes in here that looks different than the others. They all wear hoodies, and sometimes he doesn't, and he's got big goggles on his face. He come in here like a week ago, like
Walk like kind of a weirdo.
Huh?
Walk like kind of a weirdo. Snaps his head around at different things.
He like walks over to you, hands in pocket. And, I don't. Maybe, yeah.
All right.
But he always comes in with two people, like those weird, not like those. Well, he always walks in with like two simulants. You know what a simulant is? I know what a simulant is.
Blue-eyed ones.
I gotta like kneel down and go, kid, I've killed 2 simulants today.
That's, you know, if I had a credit, I would give it to you.
Hey, no worries, kid.
Hold on. And he like just jets. He like bolts back into the door. You can hear some rummaging around, and he comes back out, and he's got a fucking metal simulant hand in his hand. And he comes over and he goes, and he holds it out as if it were an extension of his own arm to shake your hand.
Yeah, I shake it.
He shakes it and he goes, we had one too.
Yeah, see, very good.
He like folds down 3 fingers, gets a pointy finger, starts poking you with it, and then like pulls it back and like hit you, and then he has it as a fist, and he goes boom, 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 and it's like holding it by the broken wrist, and the thing is tight. From what you can see through the blur of motion, this is an exceptionally well constructed hand. This is not like the bullshit that you've seen so far. If Hazer has anything like this, there could be a major fucking problem.
All right. Hey, thank you so much for your help, bud. I am going to.
He holds it up for a high five.
I slap a 5 while I'm talking. I go.
He drops it.
We are going to clear things out here, and we're
don't hurt my friends.
Friends out. No. We're going to get your friends out of there.
No. No, that's where they live.
Oh, they live there.
He like stands upright after realizing he knows something that you don't.
And I got to start immediately like recognizing the look of somebody who knows something I don't. Go shuffling around in my bag for more bullets.
He's
Hands out. Yep.
I put 3 bullets in his hand.
Sorted by.
And
They're the same kind, same box.
he like pulls open the right side of his jacket, and you can see like a mini bandolier over here, and he goes like slip, 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 and he puts it back over. What song does the squirrel sing?
Ding 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 ding.
He boom looks right at you, and they go, "You know the song!" And the kid comes over. Who sang that?
Haven.
I did.
Comes.
I'm pointing right at her.
Haven did. Goes right over to Haven, and it's like, "You live down there?"
No, that was just a song I used to sing when I was a kid.
He stamps his foot down on the ground. Yeah, but you know the song there for that, and so you know the password.
Is that the password?
No, that's not the password to get into the building. There's a password to get into the families.
I'm a little confused, kid. They live
My
down
family
there?
will feed you. They will give you home. They will provide. And he starts reciting from a well-rehearsed script about how there is a city underneath Shade City that will feed, that will clothe, and provide shelter to those who need to keep the light on.
And kind of recognizing what's going on, Zephyr kind of like, oh, I hate this motherfucker so much more than I did before. All right. We are not going to hurt your friends. We are here for one very particular, very bad man.
He starts walking away. Oh, I already know. He knows the song. And he goes back and he sits down on the stoop. He takes out his revolver, and he clicks it open, pulls out a round. Shiny brass. These are new. And puts it back in.
Guys, I don't know what the fuck I just said.
I think we will, alright, I think Hazer may have sort of set up shop in what is a literally underground city within Shade City. He may have done it by deception or by force or by taking advantage of the good nature of the folk down there or just trying to help people. But we are going to have to be very careful when we go down below ground.
Another pulse of energy goes into the back portion of the building. Now the drone is still in the office part, not in the bay part, correct?
Oh no, I had retrieved it.
Okay,
so
perfect.
while they were chatting up the kid, I was busy getting the drone back to me.
Okay, sweet. We're gonna say, just for purposes of info, you had the drone, you're futzing around with it, like recharge or whatever you gotta do, and it sends out that pulse. You then receive the pulse, and it's pretty much a little like 5 feet over to the right from where you are, directly underground, and you can see it goes directly behind the rear wall of the bay that you are now looking at. Now the bay itself is deep. It's like 25 feet deep, and there is that steel door on the other side. To my knowledge, according to the movie, in my mind, no one has actually stepped inside of the bay.
No, I don't think so.
Oh.
Yeah, it's still standing outside.
Okay.
But there's nothing else in this area except for just like pristineness and door.
The bay, the door, yeah, the bay is I mean, we're not looking at surgical clean, but we are looking at a hell of a lot tidier than what it was over there. There's no garbage here. And you can tell that there is a dirt path going through, so it's not like somebody is scrubbing the floors. It's just relieved of its dirt and grime. Looks like anything that was in here, and you can see like old marks of where shelves used to be up on the walls and whatnot. Looks like that the entire area was under renovation at one point, and whatever happened, it stopped. Or it's in the middle of it and you guys don't see tools and stuff. But either way, there's still a door at the other side.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Cody,
Yeah.
do you have any more of those masks?
No. I don't have them with me. I'm sorry.
So we're gonna go down there, and it's not just gonna be all Hazer and his guys, which makes things more difficult. Whoever's going after Hazer, we're gonna have to find where he is, and then I guess, I don't know, wait for. He's not gonna have lights on outside that we're gonna see go off when the power goes, though. I mean, Cody, if you're with me, and Haven, if you're with Andromeda, I mean, how far away can you guys, and I kind of like tap my temples and go, see emotions? Can we use that as a signal?
I can't stop it. Like, right now, I'm fighting a fucking migraine every moment we're here. On top of getting punched in the face, which was necessary, but still, like, it's always fucking colors for me.
I mean, can we use it as a signal? I mean, there are definitely emotions that people in Shade City don't feel all that often, you know? Joy, nostalgia, hope.
I can't fucking differentiate the colors. Like, I don't know what the fuck. I mean, I figured out what fucking angry was real quick. I know that one.
Hey. Are you okay? What's going on over there?
We're having a discussion, Shari, and it just my bad.
No.
You're talking to Sherry again.
Listen. It's not your bad. Your feelings are valid. But hear me out. If what I just heard is correct, do you believe that you need to spike out your anger in order to communicate?
I guess it worked.
That was the
getting the
original
signal.
pulse. Yeah, absolutely. It sent out a pulse, but you don't need to do that anymore, love. I'm in your head while I'm in your visor, but we're connected now. I have your signal. You're good to go. Man, go get some chamomile tea and let's burn some incense. Do whatever you gotta do, but
I'm not in that's great and all, Sherry, but I'm not in a place right now where that's priority. I'm about to do some real harm to somebody as soon as I have eyes on them.
And hearing Cody talk, I go, is Sherry on? Can we?
Yeah.
Can we talk to her? Yeah, I mean, is it a direct line right to Cody?
It's pretty direct because she uploaded here in the glasses when I bugged out.
Are they asking if they can hear me?
Yeah. Oh yeah, you got a way you can do that?
You have near field in your visor. Get close to them, and then the signal will be shared.
I bet. Hold up. Y'all come here real quick.
In the meantime, I'm gonna pipe something through to you, and I hope it helps just a little bit, okay?
Alright, I'm gonna do a 10-foot radius thing. We could change that, right? And I set off the.
I take my glasses off and I hold them out towards Cody.
Yep. Just fucking send it to him.
Meanwhile, she's like playing some smooth jazz. into the visor.
Some like really chill hold music.
Oh yeah.
The chillest hold music.
It really is.
Hey guys, Cody, did you get close to them?
If you can hear me, then you
Andromeda
can hear her.
is not about this.
Yes, I'm with everybody here.
Hey gang. Sherry here, listen, I know it's been some time, but you all came into a nice dark area. None of us can get through, so let me give you a quick little update before you continue on your nice little adventure. Hazer is on the grid. The veil is powered up where you are. I I can only imagine that he is in this area. That's why the veil is alive there. I can talk to you only through the veil. That's my jam. However, Dietz and Taylor can't. Not in a traditional sense. So, they are coming out to this location. Now, they're bringing a portable transmitter and whatnot to be able to communicate with you. However, it's to be on a secure channel, and unless, unless anybody listening in can actually hack into that stuff, and maybe Hazer can, okay, no one else can be able to pick up the signal. Hold on, 1, 2, 3, I'm picking up 4 heartbeats. I don't recognize one of you.
Yeah, there's that kid that helped us out with that last job with the auction. Yeah, she's here with us, helping us out. Kind of important.
Oh, hey, I'm Sherry. What's your name?
Here,
I don't
hold
go
on.
around just sharing my name with veil people.
Oh, thank you for talking. 1 second, please.
You hear a couple of beep, 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 beep.
Andromeda.
As you're
And
supposed to
Andromeda
first
like
making it
cusses, just like fucking shit, motherfucking voice. And was like
Sweetheart,
cursing
you're
herself.
gonna have to learn that the moment you speak is the moment you send out a signal that can be heard. So, good news is, on
Don't
your
lecture
side.
me, bitch.
Oh, look. Oh, look at you. All sorts of rebellious and all sorts of tude going on. I completely understand. It's just like you when I was your age, however old you may be, because I don't yet have your bio records, and I will soon enough. So listen up, Andromeda. You helped out my friends. Therefore, you are my friend. Now, you don't have to accept me as that. That's fine. My name is Sherry. My specialty is the Veil, and that's where your ass now lives. You're in my home territory, love. So, you need something, just simply call out. If there's a signal, we are together. Speaking of, hold on for a second. I see some lights.
There's a pregnant pause of time that passes.
Hey, alright. Dietz, Taylor are here. So, they're gonna start reaching out to you. Taylor is trying to perform a scan, and Dietz is trying to lock in on your location. By the way, one of you was trying to, who was it? Kode. Dietz was trying to tell you before that don't enter the building because where you were, it was in front of a door, but now you're okay because you're in front of a larger door. What does that even mean, Dietz? Oh, you're in the bay. Are you in front of the bay?
Yeah, we're in front right now.
Okay, that's clear. Apparently, there's an entire weapon system pointing just on the other side of a nice little drywall. Drywall? Yeah, it's called drywall.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is. But anyway, so there's like machine guns just on the other side of that corridor where if you were to step in, you'd get lit up.
Hard.
Exceptionally glad that we did not do that then.
This is why I don't go through first floor doors like ever.
On the other hand, that bay that you are... Hold on. Oh, my loves, you're about to receive some first-class service. Hold on, we'll be back in about 2 minutes or so. Is that how long it's gonna take? Yeah, Dean says about 2 minutes. We'll be right there.
Haven,
Yeah.
like, can't you like give me like the cliff notes? Couldn't we have been talking about this bullshit like forever ago?
No.
Could you have walked me through it? No, you couldn't have. Great.
I was not emotionally available for that.
But yeah, I can understand that. I can see how it'll also kind of be fucking helpful in this situation.
Well, what's confusing? What do you need? Do you need to know what emotions are attached to what color? It looks different for everybody.
I know nothing about this bullshit.
Okay, cliff notes. You're gonna feel big feelings. You're gonna feel other people's big feelings. You're gonna manipulate other people's big feelings, even if they don't want you to, and you're gonna have to get used to that.
Step 3. That's step 3, right? I know nothing about that because all I'm getting is a lot of fucking noise in my eyes and my like head, and it's like pressure, but it's not like.
Hearing him say that, Zephyr goes, "Oh, emotion's too loud. We developed a solution for that millennia ago, my friend." He kind of reaches in, pulls out a hip flask, and hands it over.
You know what? Fuck it.
Yeah.
He takes a swig.
It is like the vilest, worst, like rot gut whiskey that you've ever drank.
You guys
Is
hear?
this for the car?
You guys hear?
Nah, I make it myself.
You hear the familiar hum of drone somewhere in your vicinity. Andromeda, since
Corporate drones?
yeah, usually.
I'm gonna slip into the bay.
You do.
Just inside
Andromeda,
the bay.
I assume that you look up just to check it out real quick.
Yeah, and I'll slide into the nearest, like...
Dude, you
not
recognize this drone. You recognize it.
I do?
Yeah, 100%. It's one of Deet's.
Okay.
Oh, it's fucking like, the shit is painted so it looks like the night sky. It's Deet's.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the corporate
Okay.
drones don't give a fuck. They want you to read the advertisement on the bottom of it.
Right.
Yeah, no, this is one of Deet's.
So I'm assuming that there's like the decoy building that was supposed to blow us up, and then there's this garage building, and then I'm assuming there's some sort of like narrow like alley in between.
No, it's actually just adjacent to that door. It's
Oh,
like
they're
10
just
feet over.
adjacent?
Yeah, same building, yeah.
Oh, okay. Is there an alleyway I can duck into?
100%
Because
on
I wanna,
either
like,
side,
get
yeah.
this drone's attention, but I don't want this out in the open.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, right next to it.
Yeah, I'll duck over into the nearest alley, and I'll use something to like ping the drone.
Hey, kid, what's doing?
Hey, we found you. You found us. Good job.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, listen, Sherry, I know is kind of new to you. She just expressed a little bit of concern. She's on our team. If you remember about 3 jobs ago, some of the info that I gave you had to do with, like, some pretty heavy-duty shit in the Vale, particularly some creds that got stolen from some private accounts. All that info came from Sherry, so that you understand what the source is. And just a little FYI to you. Other than that, you guys are in Hazer's location. The Vale is active, so any kind of AR, VR, all of that's going to be up. Be advised of something. Hazer is dangerous, but hold on for a second. Let me patch everyone in, all right? Because you all ain't got a lot of time. Hold on.
You all feel a familiar ping from Deet's.
Hey, Deets, what's up?
Hey,
How's it going,
man.
Bryn?
All right, Zephyr. Good to hear from you. Kode, you up?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. Listen up, guys. So the Vale is active in that area. That means that someone is powering it. We've been kind of, I don't know, Taylor doesn't yet have the info on the power grid in this area. Most of it is completely independent, coming out of generators from nearby buildings. But it looks like that there's a major power source somewhere nearby that goes down into it. I don't advise breaking into it and trying to shut it down. Chances are he's going to be a little bit too smart for that, and besides, we've already seen what he can do when he's alarmed. He'll just go from person to person, right through your own augments, and bamf the fuck out. So, as for the rest of the info, I don't know what else to tell you. We've been picking up on news reports that people outside of Shade City are starting to get kidnapped. People in hoodies and stuff like that. So, I have a feeling that's Hazer. Be on the lookout. See if you can find a corral of people or something like that. And chances are, and I hate to say this to you guys because there's only 1, 2, 3, 4 of you. Yeah, Andromeda. You're really gonna come in handy here. Haven. I hate to say it, but I have a feeling you're gonna know where to go. Look for the point of greatest misery. It's just a gut instinct. It's like, I know how I feel when Taylor goes missing. So, if you've
picked up on my vibe during those times, that's what you're gonna be looking for, but like en masse. Cody.
Yo.
Man. This is a mission of vengeance, and I get that. Just be careful. Keep your eyes on, because he's gonna take advantage of everything that's all around your friends, and that's the only vulnerability that you have in this situation. Other than that, you are gonna be the strongest of us all. And Zephyr, I have a little bit of news for you.
What's it?
We found Thrillex's body, outside of the body. We found Thrillex in the Veil. His entire psyche had been uploaded. They experimented on him. Found him in a cache of data. Opinions, thoughts, independent thoughts, like a living AI. Whatever he's doing, whatever Hazer is doing, he's gone beyond what Kill City has to offer. He's dealing with some, like, syndicate level shit. And Thrillex right now is in the fucking Veil and is alive. Hazer.
And you feel the tone shift towards everyone.
Hazer's gonna take advantage of whatever you have. He knows your thoughts. He knows your weaknesses. And he's gonna be playing on those emotions. So, Cherry, Taylor, myself are gonna be here. We have a couple of others coming that might be able to provide some kind of support physically, but it's gonna be some time. The call is on you guys. You're in charge. You're on the ground. If anything else comes up, we'll let you know.
Thanks, Deets.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Good luck, guys. Deets out.
All right, well, that kind of changes things. We can't split up.
Yeah.
We can't take out the goddamn power. Who does this motherfucker think he is?
Zephyr is kind of like very quietly just like leaning on the wall, and especially being in an area where the veil is back up and with his sword's hunger at 4, I think there's that same sort of like flipping over, like sort of like pixel by pixel almost of the like cowboy image going away, and instead it is like the like Japanese robe, and it goes all the way up until it's the wide-brimmed cowboy hat just becomes sort of a like wide-brimmed straw hat. But he remains kind of silently leaning up against the wall.
Speaking about your object, it is eerily silent. We're not talking the kind of silence that means peace. We're talking about the kind of silence like a viper just waiting for the proper moment to strike without warning. That thing is clamoring for attention. But after the last bout it had with you, you can kind of feel that its intelligence that it started to pick up in the Veil, now that it's back online in a way that is rather significant. It knows that it owns you. It's just waiting for something opportune. But the first thing that you feel, you said that you're at 4.
Yeah.
At what point do you get a -1 to everything?
Oh, that would be at 4.
You feel a smugness come out of the object. The moment that you mentioned it, your hand had touched it, and you felt that a wash, a connection, letting you know it's still very much there. Kind of like a cat toying with a mouse, that every now and then the mouse gets uppity and then a paw just goes, keeps it in place. That's exactly what the sword is doing.
I think Haven probably feels it because she had charged the sword in their previous fight. The feeling that you got from the sword when you touched it is now like front and center on Zephyr, whereas the sort of like confident swagger of Zephyr is on the sidelines.
Hey, Zeph.
No
You
response.
good? Listen, we're not just doing this for Mama V. We're doing this for your friend too. You knew that, right?
And then after like a brief pause of kind of realizing that you're talking to him, he kind of looks up at you and like right over like the sort of like half mask Menpo, kind of like very questioning eyes, like locks eyes with you and taps his chest and goes, Kaze.
What?
My name. Kaze?
Zephyr?
Never heard of him.
Now's not a great time
Haven,
for that. Yeah.
just as you say those words, you begin picking up on a completely different emotional aura coming off of the person in front of you.
Yeah, I think up until this point, Zephyr's got like a crackly electric energy coming off of him. It's always blue, like ice blue. And now it's sort of like smoky and almost like embers, like burnt embers. So I think she's like, she looks over at Cody, like, Cody,
What?
did you just hear that?
Yes.
I'm sorry. Are we all cool with this new information? We're all like okay that Zephyr's not going by Zephyr and says that Zephyr's never heard of Zephyr. It's just me.
Now, how the fuck you do this
Of course
costume
it's
change?
not just you. What the fuck is happening?
I don't think we have time for this. I really don't think we have time for this. There's a
All
lot
right.
of weird shit
Hearing the
happening.
argument, yeah, you gotta says, listen, I understand. You need a sword. I'm here. Just happy to be back in action.
Okay, partner.
Really quick, for the sake of our lives, Kaze, is it? Do you know who we are? Like, are you aware of who we are?
Not a clue.
Cool. Okay, very briefly then. Haven, friend. I feel a lot. Cody, friend. He hurts a lot when hit. Andromeda, friend.
I don't know this bitch. She's not my friend.
Acquaintance.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So,
Hey,
all right. Let's.
Haven?
Yeah.
As you're talking, you kind of see the exact same connection, or rather the exact same emotions that have been displayed several days ago. It was in a block in a residential area that had gone dark when you first went into Shade City, and there was a whole bunch of, there was like some concern on the far side. When Zephyr went and disappeared, he said, I'll be right back. And then he went somewhere and took care of business. When he came back, you saw that residual energy that you now see now, or that you see now, beginning to fall back when Zephyr rose back up to presence. And the aura that you see now was that latent one that was just beginning to die away.
All right. One more thing before
Mike, is that accurate, by the way?
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Okay.
One more thing before we do anything, and I'm gonna go straight like beeline to Kaze and touch the hilt of his sword to see if he reacts at all to it.
No, just still like arms crossed. But as you reach towards it, he goes, "It won't draw for you."
It won't draw for you, or you won't draw for me?
I will draw for, and I kind of gesture around and go, "This cause." I assume, and I gesture to myself with the sword and go, "We're invested in it, but you'll find it hard to draw the sword."
Hold up. I'm losing my goddamn mind because I got a headache right now. So let me get something straight. You had a whole fucking switcheroo out of fucking nowhere. I got this one just going crazy with whatever the fuck they doing, and you just gave me a crash course in how to look at the colors right. Bet. And now we have a swap. Great. So I don't give a fuck about any of that. What are we doing right now?
I like this guy.
Cody, you're spiking. Are you
Yup.
okay?
No, I am not okay.
What's
There's a lot of weird fucking shit is happening. Zeph is now Kaze now.
What?
Fucking like I don't know. I don't know. You do the bio readings. Look where Zeph was, and then figure that shit out. I don't know. I'm trying to get downstairs.
Cody, listen to me. Grab Andromeda. Take a 10-foot step off to the right. The two of you.
She ain't gonna let me grab her, but yo, Andromeda, let's go.
Just gonna kind of like
let's
look
go.
around.
Oh, yeah.
And it's
let's
like,
go.
okay.
Y'all stay over here. I gotta talk to this one on the headset, and I'm gonna move over.
Andromeda, you have eyes on the
What?
streets. Have you ever seen anybody do a switch between personalities?
That's a great question. I feel like Andromeda would have. I feel like she
Okay,
would
then
have,
play it
like-
out. Yeah, that's fine. Play it out.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I knew this kid who would kind of like turn into somebody else sometimes.
Okay. What did that kid have? There's always an object involved.
Well, he had like a couple different kinds, but like one was kind of like a ball, and then one was like a butter knife.
Okay. Whichever one was the kid's object, the object is empowered. The object is a part of the veil. The personality that exists in the veil is now existing in your friend. His augmentations are now being controlled by an AI in the veil. That's what's happening to Zephyr. Because he dropped the fuck off when it comes to readings. And then he popped back on with completely different readings. It's the exact same person, but the personality is different in the veil. Use that to your advantage. Cody, I'm talking directly to you.
Yeah.
And Andromeda, I'm listening to you as well, because the two of you are the least augmented out of everyone. Cody,
Yeah.
take whatever his name is and address it as that, because that personality is what's going to get you through. Andromeda, accept the fact you're amongst a bunch of misfits, just like yourself. I'll see you guys later. Good luck.
I bet.
While Cody and I are still like isolated, I like look him in the eyes and I say, I think we might have to switch up the teams.
You ain't wrong. I don't know what the fuck is popping, but this is not it.
When they turn and like look at over at Haven and Kaze, they see Haven like bent down to like the sword and like whispering like, Zephyr, if you're in there, please buddy, don't have your friend fuck us up, okay?
Andromeda just gets like so confused as you're just like to this fucking sword.
And as you're whispering to it, he goes, if he is in there, he can't hear you. I was in there maybe 8 years dead, I assume. Just glad to be back.
Oh, okay. Yo, Kaze, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm gonna give you a crash course because this is ridiculous. So you are helping us take out a dude who can jump into people's bodies through the veil. He's bad. He's pissed a lot of people off. This is really the shorthand because I'm trying to be as straightforward as motherfucker possible right now. And as soon as we stop him from being able to do this, we are going to stop him from being able to do anything. Does that make sense? Is that a clear like mission or whatever fucking thing you got that you do?
And sorry, we've already been paid for this.
Yeah, that's already handled.
All right, sounds fine then.
I bet. His name is Hazer. He fucking jumps through people who are connected to the Veil. You seem like you got your shit together, but you got a lot of weird tech. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Yo, let's go in here. Let's go. I'm so done with this shit. I'm trying to fuck this dude up.
Okay.
I have a thought. We just got like a shit ton of new wrenches thrown into this mix, including the fact that I can't just fucking destroy the power on this bastard, which really pisses me off. I'm thinking this guy needs to be isolated somehow. We gotta find a way to isolate him first, and then this motherfucker points to previous, not Zephyr. What's his name again? Kaze. Get this motherfucker to take out the power source while we've got the bitch isolated.
Yo, does anybody know what he wants?
Y'all know him better than I do.
Fuck. Haven, do you know? Oh, shit. Sherry.
Yeah,
Are you there?
I'm here, love.
Fucking, do we have like any like information about what fucking Hazer wants? Some like weird shit that isn't obvious from a corporal rat like him?
Oh man, there's been a lot of stuff that's been going on, and it's so easy to point to this one individual who is the big bad evil guy, right? Well,
yeah.
The best that we can make out, Hazer is interested in one thing, and he believes he's right. He wants to create the perfect simulant, a cross between human and droid. And in so doing, supply the Syndicate with all the big bad good stuff, from his point of view. However, that means doing it with a human brain. So we're not looking at AI, we are looking at humans who have been reprogrammed to be more perfect.
Oh, great. So they're gonna be good at everything that they possibly could be doing. I bet. I thank you. I thank you for that.
Yeah, enjoy that. Take care.
All right. Well, she said I should take lead, so I guess I'm taking lead. Let's fucking see what happens.
All right.
Are you shitting me? We're just gonna see what happens?
Listen, kid, we don't always have a plan, and that's just the way it is. We don't get that luxury. We just don't.
We got a couple plans.
Kaze kicks off the wall and goes, "The sooner that you accept that you're gonna die one day, the easier it is to go into battle."
All right, you're a little too deep for my taste. We're just not gonna deal with that. So, all right, Miss Lead, what
I have to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
We're gonna go down there. We're going to ensure
all of us are going down there.
We need to. You're welcome to stay up here if you want, but we all need to because we all got each other's back.
The kid said that there were simulants everywhere. Y'all were we barely took out one of them in an alleyway. What makes you think we can take out several?
We just don't.
I don't know about you, but I'm aware of my own capabilities.
Hey, I know how we could do it. By being fucking quiet.
Exactly. Don't make too much noise. We get as close as we can.
Everyone here can do that? I don't know about this one. Pointing in the right direction.
I can be quiet.
I mean, I didn't even see him do all that shit. I didn't even know, the face was the same, kind of, and then suddenly all the fucking beep boops fucking oh, it's a little different there. But anyway, like everything kind of is the way it is now.
Oh yeah, if you take your visor off and you're looking at him like completely
yep.
unveiled, it is
Yep.
the same like ratty, bedraggled dude that
Yep.
it has always been.
Yep. But he's gonna be like, oh, okay, that's different, and then he's gonna be like, all right, I get it. Oh shit.
So what are you guys doing?
Anyway.
What are you guys doing?
Look, all I'm saying is I don't think that I can go down there and start throwing hands. That's not my jam.
Well, no one's asking you to throw hands when you get down there.
Don't. Then kind of pulls out the revolver that Zephyr had and kind of holding it like between two fingers. Goes, here, take this.
I'm not touching that bullshit.
Fine then, throw
I'm
hands.
better than that.
We're gonna go down there. We all need to go. That's if you want to stay here, that's fine. But we all need to go.
Okay, no, but my biggest concern is that this motherfucker's gonna fucking veil hop out of here.
He might, but we're
Right,
not
so
gonna.
how are we gonna prevent that? My idea was to cut off the power. But
So
apparently that might be a little bit sketchy, so maybe we can't scare him out, but like somebody's gotta turn it off.
He'll become someone else.
You guys
just another
immediately
enemy to
feel-
kill. That's more glory. I'm not seeing the problem here.
You immediately feel a disconnect from each other through the veil, as in the power itself is cut off. Your sensors and whatnot are no longer in contact with each other.
It's weird.
Can I like pull out my little drone and have him send out a signal?
There's no power.
It seems that this might be the opportunity we were waiting for. Then Kaze just walks towards the bay door.
Also, Cody is gone. I left.
I could see
I
that.
went right
You're not here.
He's that little dude right there in the middle.
Okay.
It's my
and-
turn on the Xbox.
While you guys are going off, Andromeda, what are you feeling right now? You're disconnected from your drone. It'll power up. I'll correct myself. It will power up, but you can't see anything through it. How are you feeling right now?
At this point, I think she's feeling very confused on top of like a surface level anger. Like she's a little bit pissed off that like Sherry is around because like didn't want to be a part
I got
of that.
that.
And got roped into it.
I totally got that, but we're talking now surface level, not
I know.
residual.
Yeah, surface level. Now she's feeling like super confused because she didn't do that.
Okay, so now I have a
Something else
question for you.
intervened.
So now I have a question for you. Flight or fight? Other things could be watching you right now, and you are now completely disconnected from the network. Fight or flight?
She would run. She's like not about this. She's not one to like throw hands.
And that's
like,
when you feel
instinctually.
that's when you feel everything go and it comes back.
And that is exactly what Hazer would do, honey. If power were cut from him, he would run, just like you.
I fucking heard you the first time. I was brainstorming.
Don't. Look, you
Little
lead. Listen to me.
bitch.
For once, please. I know I'm a stranger. You have zero reason to trust me. I get that. I empathize. You live in the real world. So does Hazer's body. That anger that you have, however, is only going to blind you. If you cut the power like you've been talking, he's gonna run, just like you tried to. Now that you see it through his eyes, you are stronger for it. This is how you are going to beat him. I'm going to leave you alone now. But I hope you understand the importance of emotion. He doesn't know how to handle it, just like you. You've not had the tools. You don't have the experience. That's okay. But use that to your advantage. You're a fucking warrior. You lead people that help the others of the city against multi-trillion-dollar credit, whatever, corporations. You know how to beat them. Hazer is operating on your level now. And you are the master of that. So don't let your emotions get the better of you. Hazer doesn't know. You do now. Go rule him. Go fucking throw hands. Do whatever you gotta do. But the four of you are in this together. Don't forget that. I'm out. Good night.
Motherfucking bitch. What does she think she is? Talking in my head?
I can still hear you.
Fuck off!
Hey, kid. Let me. I don't know.
I don't need another lecture. Let's just do your fucking plan. Whatever.
Hey guys, I don't know if y'all can hear me, but I'm gonna need your help down here. Steve, what do I see?
Where'd you go?
I went
You
straight
started
into the
going
bay.
there.
I went straight into where we.
Yeah, you went into the bay.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
So
Yep.
and then you went into the steel door beyond that.
Yep.
Okay. So you press the steel bar. You come into another room, and it looks like just a joint room in between. Another door across the way. The room itself was about 15 by 15. Door across the way and door over to the left. The door over to the left leads to the hallway of the office where you just were.
Got it.
Okay. The door across the way, it's wide. And it's not really a door. It seems to be, well, I mean, it's a door. It doesn't have a push bar. It doesn't have a handle. It doesn't have anything. It's just a door, and you see some hinges. And alongside it, you see a communications box. You see a keypad. And as you get closer, you also see a speaker.
And that's when I let them know over the headset. I need help.
All right. I'm following right. As soon as he says he needs help, that's my cue.
Yeah, Kaze was right behind him.
Andromeda's there too. She's not happy about it.
Geese Effects, welcome to Evandale. So here's what we're doing. We are playing Powered by the Apocalypse and a supplement called The Veil. Essentially, instead of traditional stats, strength, dexterity, etc., you're looking at emotions, mad, sad, powerful, etc. That is what empowers all of our folks here, and that is what essentially drives the story. So, welcome to us. And for those of you, including Alex Vixen, who subbed, thank you so much. We're in the shit now. We're going to get back to it. Cody, what are you doing?
While I'm waiting for everybody to get in here to observe the situation, I'm going to go towards the door back to toward the office, off to the left.
Yep.
And I'm actually going to check and see if there's anything like rigged to the door, making sure that I don't get fucked in the process.
The one directly in front, or the one off to the left that leads back into the office?
Off to the left leads back.
Off to the left, yeah. You can see that there is. So, imagine this. You walk into this room, 15 by 15 or whatever it is, and then you look off to the left. There's an archway. No door there, right? It's been taken off of its hinges. In front of that door, there's a whole bunch of shit that's like 6 feet, 7 feet in. Like broken glass, a whole bunch of stuff. Like from the front of the building, it's been pushed over to here. And that is when you notice there is a temporary stick-on of a sound sensor. Anybody stepping on that shit will set it off. You see the wire, it runs back behind the wall. You trace the wire, can't see where it goes, it's back behind a fucking wall. But Sherry did say something about just down that hallway, pointing down the other way towards the front of the building, just on the other side of that drywall, there is an auto machine gun. And if anybody steps on anything or makes noise in that area, that whole fucking area is going to get lit. As for the door with no handle, no push bar, or anything like that, the only way of entry that you can pick out would be the panel off to its right. Hinges are on the left, which would mean that it opens up towards the corner of the room. And that thing has a keypad and a speaker.
Yo, Andromeda.
Yeah.
Think you can do that beep boop beep shit on this one? And do you think it'll work? Also, look out for this fucking thing right here. It's the trap piece that kills everybody on the floor, so.
She'll pull out her Omni tool, flick through it again, and pull out the voice chip.
You do.
You seen anything like this before?
Listen, I'm not gonna be much up on tech from the past decade or so. I pull up my glasses and I go, from the year I'm getting off of the readout on these, last experience I have is 8 years ago.
Damn, great. I know, Haven, I know half the shit you get into is usually out in the open, so you ain't used to fucking close quarters issues like this, so I guess we're relying on you, Andromeda, to help us out.
Andromeda,
doorway.
Describe what you're doing. In detail, like somebody first seeing this for the very first time. What do we see?
All right. So Andromeda has her Omni tool, this like medium-sized, like Swiss Army yo-yo looking thing that's got all sorts of little dingle hoppers that come out of it. She pulls out this like one pouch and has got this chip. She has to like take the chip out and replug it into something else, and there's like a small speaker kind of on like the edge of her like yo-yo, and she presses essentially like the activate button on that chip, and the sound comes out through that little speaker, and she puts it like right up, not like kissing the speaker, but like a reasonable distance away, like a simulant distance away, let's be honest.
And over the speaker we hear the door just unclicks and opens up by about 1/2 inch.
I turn off the record option on my visor because I might need that later.
So we just go through here?
I guess so, unless you want me to send in my little guy.
Is there... I don't know what's on the other side. Okay. Fuck.
I mean, you said you were leading on this.
Cody looks at the like immediate area to make sure there's nothing that'll fucking like kill him or off or some dumb shit like that.
Out of an overabundance of caution, the 4 of you are looking around for any kind of an ambush. You are 20 feet deep into a bay, and even then beyond that, 15 feet at a door. Anybody at any time can come in and completely ruin your fucking life. You look back out at the door, out at the bay. Even the kid isn't there anymore. You guys are alone. The only way that you have through this right now is by grabbing the edge of that door with your fingertips, very manual, and prying it open.
All right. I'm gonna focus. And I just need to focus on the vibes, essentially. If I feel anything shady happening down the way, I'll let you know. But otherwise, Cody, you're the only other person that's going to be able to see what I see. So I need Kaze and Andromeda. I need y'all to just trust me if I say we might be getting into shit or if it's going to be clear.
I'll trust you. As I've said, I've been dead for apparently 8 years, so I don't really have a leg to stand on the not trusting people on weird shit stance.
The door opens. Whichever one of the four of you grabbed it by the edge and began to pry it open, you see in front of you concrete, cold, gray, not emotive at all. No corporate signage whatsoever. Instead, you see that it declines a little bit, a slight ramp. It goes on for about 50, 60 feet. The concrete freshly poured, at least within the past 10 years as compared to the rest of the buildings surrounding this. That's quite recent. Nonetheless, it is a ramp. Now, of note is that it is about 7 feet wide. Most passageways don't need to be that. This does. And the door that you just walked through was similarly wide, about 4 or 5 feet, about 4 feet wide. Apparently, this was built for volume. And considering some of the news that you guys have been receiving about in Shade City, where you guys are in this section, people have been kidnapped en masse and herded down here. So in front of you, air growing cold, damp, light from where you are in that room kind of gradually gives way to darkness, replaced by a pale blue glow of aging bioluminescent panels which are still up on the hallway in front of you. Do you guys go in?
I follow the sad.
It's off in the distance. Imagine being in a field just at twilight, in that odd time between sunlight and darkness, and somewhere out there somebody kicks up a flashlight and for a second goes poof, shows it to you. Your eyes are immediately drawn to it, but of course you no longer see it. You know that it was there, but it's not there now. That is exactly what you feel with the sadness. It's somewhere down there, much farther down than what you see this passageway as. But it is there.
Cody's probably 20, 30 feet forward, walking down the ramp.
What about the rest of you?
I think Kaze's up near the front as well.
Okay.
Andromeda's bringing up the rear a solid 10 feet behind everybody else. Just she's squishy, she's cautious, she's keeping her eyes peeled for anything that might be looking at us, listening to us, anything that she could tap into or take advantage of. And she's just generally not happy.
Sure.
But that's usual.
So when you guys go through and you end up down at the end of the hallway, first I'm going to address Kode. He's up front. Kaze, you're going to be right there as well. When the passageway ends, you can see it ends awkwardly, and then it is forced off to a right-hand turn. That's just poured concrete and right in front of you. That's fine. It's the transition from the hallway, even after that 90-degree angle off to the right, into the next room. It's abrupt. The next room seems to be something that had occurred at a much lower level much earlier on. What you see here is something quite different. It would be the equivalent of us in the year 2023 stepping back to the 1950s. The colors, the architecture, the smell, the lighting, of which there's almost none. But more to the point, there is no lighting. In Callisto City, everything is lit, usually by a neon glow, if not directly, then certainly indirectly by some inadvertent advertisement fucking flying above you, just to remind you to spend your credits where it's needed. But here, inside of this room, you are picking up on something that had existed a long time ago, before you were born. The city, Callisto City, had been built on the ruins of something else. And you just now get a whiff of that. The concrete was mixed differently in this room. In fact, you can see a bold sigil, a logo of a company that used to be here, an old mining company, its mascot being a cartoon person with some sort of a hard hat on. And while the name itself had been completely worn away by time and the paint now residing somewhere on the floor in the form of chips, you can see Mining Co. C-O period at the end of that. And in the corner over there, a bay door at least 20 feet wide. And over in the other corner, the gate, like thin diamond-shaped gate. The kind, the old kind, where if you draw it, it closes like an accordion and then pulls back to expose an old freight elevator. When you take a look at this, it seems like that this is a staging room or a gathering room or a muster room for an old mining operation. And the massive roll-up doors that you can now see are completely blocked by concrete walls, some of which is exposed to old massive support beams that hold up a portion of Shade City above. When you guys enter into this, it's old and yet new to you. It's reminiscent of old advertisements that you may have seen or at least heard of. But now you're living in it. You're in the past.
Even. The thing that we're looking for, which way is it coming from? You said down, right?
Yeah.
It still is.
But he's gonna look over to both that extra bay door and then over to the freight elevator, the accordion doorway.
You can see through. You can see beyond the cage door. Mm-hmm. It is a solid steel construction, and beyond on the far wall, you know, like when you first walk in, you were reminded who you work for. That kind of a logo, it's still there. And the mining corporation that used to be is completely extinct. You can barely make out that it used to be there. And for somebody who's been traveling down this elevator, they probably completely forget that the remnants of a paint shop is still there, but you still see it. What is more important, however, is that there is evidence of recent repairs. A freshly welded seam over there, a new control panel inside the elevator. Something that testifies to its continued use.
Is there a hatch?
No hatch above or below.
Hey, Cody.
Yeah.
Come here. You could do something cool.
Oh.
And I'm gonna.
Sure.
I'm gonna pull him into the elevator and gesture the others to come because we're gonna go down. See how normal buttons can't really tell the difference except for the numbers.
Hold up. Yeah, I do, and Cody lifts his glasses so he can see naturally if there's any
Sure.
anything different.
Yeah.
All right. You can see my colors when I do my thing, so watch. And I'm gonna do search feelings on the control panel to see where people go the most, what floor they pick.
Sure. You touch, or rather, you look at the buttons and you touch it mentally. Interestingly, the only emotions that you pick up inside of the elevator are those of something resolute, of confidence, of strength, of someone who believes in their purpose. Quite the contrast to the sadness that you have picked up elsewhere. It's almost as if those that feel anything other than confidence don't use this elevator.
Yo, I got this like weird, like solid fucking blue. I don't know what the fuck this is, but it's like structured. What is that?
That
Oh, it
would
looks for
be like power. maybe a touch of arrogance.
Oh, all right, that makes sense. But all the theory's fucking weird. All right, maybe not in here. We probably have to go through those fucking doors to get where we gotta go. But I think this would be the fastest way to get down.
Those doors are blocked by concrete and massive support beams. There's no way that you can get through those doors. The only way out of this room is back the way you came or down through the elevator.
And there's no emotional residue on the control panel on a certain floor.
Not on a certain floor, no. In fact, the only thing that it says is up and down. That's it. There's no 1, 2, 3, 4, etc.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a hotel.
I mean, this is literally just up and down. There's not like any secrets behind this.
You are picking up on nothing. This is so fucking dude, this is so bare bones, so old school. It's like the control panel had to be retrofitted to get into this.
Cody just hit the down.
You got it.
Cody just hit the down.
Slide the metal cage.
Sure. And yeah, things begin moving down. All 4 of you in there, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kaze has been kind of like, as people like talk to each other and check things out, has been just kind of silently following along, like observing and looking at things.
Mm-hmm.
And like very occasionally, like there's like a slight glitch and like the cowboy hat comes back or the revolver like shows up on the belt.
Okay. Well, you guys end up riding down. The metallic wall still reminding you that this used to be used for other purposes, and you can estimate that this card now going down. And first off, you guys are trapped. As you begin making your way down, you are in a fucking steel cage heading towards a destination that you don't know what it is. All you know is it's down, and wherever down is, then, well, that's it. Hazer has you. You are exactly where Hazer wants you. That might be some of the thoughts that are going through your head right now. When you finally arrive and it ends abruptly, there's almost a reason, a true reason to hold your breath and stand off to the side, because once that elevator door opens up just on the other side, and then you have to pull back that old school accordion door, you don't know what's on the other side. It could be a simulant aiming all of its ammo right at you, but it's not. Instead, it's a concrete tunnel, and it goes down out of the way. Imagine, if you will, 4 people meandering in the darkness. A concrete hallway here, now beginning to give way to slightly less manufactured walls. Now, this is bedrock off on your right-hand side, while the left-hand side opens up into a slowly descending bedrock terrace. A dirt pathway in front of you. Dirt being generated by passage of feet or something else. You remember something about the kid upstairs saying something about friends. Directly in front of you, there's a path that leads. You could see about 3 feet apart, a trough in the dirt. Something has come through this area repeatedly, and it looks to be a carriage. I mean, by a carriage, like a pram or, you know, like a baby carriage. Something, but something 3 feet wide, repeatedly to wear that in. And or you can go straight, or you can turn left, and like a hairpin turn to the left and go down the way. But looking down that way, you can see it's kind of overgrown. Roots have overtaken the area. Rockfall in that area, kind of giving you a little bit of some terrain there that might be a little bit difficult to cross, but you can see that a passageway continues. There's no signs. You don't have the benefit of light other than that which you brought with you, whatever glowing devices that you may have.
A little bit of a little bit of a different emotion might pop up from Kode as he looks and sees the growths coming out. You said that there were roots, and it's the roots that catch his attention like the most, because that might be the most natural thing that he's seen in the recent decade. And he stops and he goes right up to it and fucking touches it to make sure it's real, and he lifts his visor to make sure he's not getting tricked.
It's tan brown, coarse to the touch, hard upon tap. Scraping away with a fingernail, the rhizome skin peels back to reveal a slightly yellowish, off-white meat beyond. It's a living thing. It doesn't exist up there. It exists down here. This is a place of life, out of the view of Killison City.
Kode,
Yeah.
I don't know if we're supposed to go that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's
other way.
only one worn way, which is, you know, where the trough is. Like something's been pushed through this area. The other way is overgrown, not seen travel.
I imagine the sad is where the worn is.
No. The sad is, so imagine you're walking down this passage. At first it's concrete, then it gives way to wall, and then you look off to your left. Left? Is that correct? Left? Oh, well, that's the right side on camera. Yeah. Whichever way. It's on the other side. It then gives way to a hairpin turn. And going back down that way is where you feel the sad, almost 180 degrees from the direction that you were initially heading. But this passageway continues that way. That way is clean, clear, traversed. That way where the sad is 180 degrees or some variant thereof. That way is human.
Deet said to follow the sad. I think we're supposed to follow the sad.
How can this... fuck. Kaze.
Yeah.
I don't know how good you are at, like, doing perimeter security. The other guy was real good at it. And I'm hoping you are too. Is that something I could trust you with?
You need me to stand guard?
While we move, so not necessarily stand guard, but keep your eyes open.
I could do that.
Appreciate you.
I'm gonna start walking.
Andromeda, you do what you do.
Andromeda,
and I'm gonna walk.
You go down the way, you navigate the course over several rocks and other things that have since fallen.
And real quick, as everybody kind of goes forward, she's gonna linger just a little bit, and where Kode had kind of like touched this like bit of life, she has probably never seen something like this before, and it's so intriguing. Like she saw him just like scrape a little bit of it away, and it's just like so fascinating. So she'll kind of like linger a little bit longer, pull out her Omni tool and use it to like flash a couple diagrams of it and take a little sample of it and like in one of the vials that exists within the Omni tool, like tuck it away, and whatever like leaf or twig, something she could maybe just like break off real quick and just kind of like tuck away and just kind of like make sure nobody's looking while she like pockets this.
So you do in the Omni tool, it comes back with a result. Of course, you don't get a twig or a leaf. There's no tree here, but you do get the feedback from the root. And it actually takes your Omni tool some seconds to be able to pull it up. This is not information that has been recently searched. It actually has to do a little bit of a deep dive. And it pulls up maple tree. You've never seen
is there
a maple
an image
tree.
That pops
There
up?
there is an image. However, the image provided to you is not of one of a root system. It's one of a trunk and leaves, the kind of thing that you've seen in like children's books. And the banned books, mind you.
Yeah, of course. Why would? What makes you think that she's not reading banned children's books?
I mean,
that's like exclusively what she reads.
We could take a quick moment to tell everyone: read banned books. Don't listen.
Read
to
banned books.
Read fucking everything. If somebody tries to tell you not to read something, read it. People told me Paradise Lost sucked. I read it. It does suck, but I know that now.
I was told not to read The Golden Compass, and it's fucking boss. So read banned books.
So at the junction, Andromeda is there registering this. Cody,
and just kind of like slowly trailing behind, like watching as her Omni tool kind of like generates these images and is just like engrossed. She like looks at the like the cellular structure. She sees like, oh, this thing is composed of like glucose and cellulose and this, and it makes up kind of like this, and this is kind of how these things happen, and is just like taking in this like brand new thing as like she's walking behind everybody.
Absolutely. Cody, are you behind Haven?
Yes, okay. I am.
Kaze, can you describe what we see of Zephyr's body?
So I said it before to Cody, but it's still Zephyr's body. Like the height is still the same, the voice is still the same, minus the cowboy accent.
Right.
But the sort of drapings on it have changed, being in this sort of like veil active area. So what you see of Zephyr's body, like the parts above the mask, the eyes are still the same, like everything is the same as it was, but the way he carries himself is a lot different. Whereas like Zephyr had sort of like these sort of like slouched shoulders and like swaggering walk of a Old West gunslinger, Kaze walks like one hand on the sword, like straight backed, kind of like measured steps down the hallway.
Okay. All right. The four of you cross over the rubble. Dirt having gathered even then on top of it. This is not a passageway that has been used. And it continues to descend into an area, and you approximate somewhere like 15, 20 feet from where you originally were. It has now sunk down into the earth. A path now continues. For the most part, overgrown, but you manage to get your way through it. Overgrown by what? Well, there's no real light in this area, so you simply see roots that have come into the area, reclaiming it. Life. That's when you pick up on life, Haven and Cody. There is a sense, a pulse of emotion, a vibe, if you will. Less emotion, more vibe. Something about survival. Hope. You pick up on it. And then as you begin following the path, and it varies, and etc., you're noticing, first off, where you are is in a very natural setting. It appears to be inside of a cave. The elevator had taken you down quite some distance. We're talking mining tunnels here. So we are talking hundreds of feet. When you really think about it, it's a little bit warmer. It's a little bit more damp. The earth has something to say about this. The earth is alive. There's moisture in the air. You don't pick that up out of Kilson City. The fucking moisture in the air is acidic. It's rain, and it's acidic. The air is constantly polluted. The light, the night sky, there is no such thing. You don't see stars anymore because instead there's a fucking neon glow from the city that permeates into every goddamn alley everywhere. There's always a billboard to be seen, and down here it is quiet. It's dark. Killiston City has no effect down here. You are products of Killiston City. You have been born and bred with the knowledge that everything that they do up there is how life works. So when I say that this passageway is naturally hewn, contrast that with the hewn, formed concrete walls in between which a asphalt road may go. When I say that there's no light, I don't mean that there's a distant glow somewhere and you can still see if there's dirt under your fingernails. I mean there is literally no light. You are isolated. You are cut off. You can feel the Veil's presence. You know that Shari is still somewhere out there in the distance, still. You can ping her anytime you want. You know that. Maybe that is what provides you with that feel of, okay, maybe it's not so bad. But when the pathway turns not at a 90-degree like a fucking road, not a path made of concrete or asphalt with double yellow lines or white dash line or none of that. It's simply dirt, decayed organic material underfoot. And when you go over a small bump, which is a rock, not a speed bump, which is to govern the way that you traverse, none of that. It's when you smell the meat that you begin realizing you are nowhere near Killiston City now. It drifts over to you. Smoky. It smells good, actually. It takes you some 20 minutes to be able to traverse this, but feelings of sadness seem to be more residual. Instead, you get feelings of complacency, feelings of survival, feelings of championship coming from over there, while over here, somebody just told a joke, and therefore you get a little bit of happiness over here. And somebody over there is actually getting into a fight with someone else. So there's some anger and apprehension and anxiety, but also some fear, and you need to fight or flight, and you begin picking up on it all. And that's when the scene erupts. The passageway veering a little bit off to the left before it corrects its course again. You actually see a couple of people smoking cigarettes, leaning up against natural bedrock, dressed in ways that actually look comfortable. Baggy clothing that allows them immediate maneuverability. But the thing that attracts you the most is the smell of real meat, not the synthetic thing that corporate factories have produced for purposes of mass consumption that always includes some kind of an advertisement on there, or you will win a prize if you only... No. You smell survival.
I'm confused. It was sad, and now it's everything. Do you feel that, Cody? And do you taste that? It's like humid, but like not terrible.
Is what my dad meant. pit is better than sin. I get it.
I see people over there, but I don't know. I don't know their alliance. I don't know anything about them.
Their alliance is to stay alive.
So we can either keep going or...
Let's have a conversation with these people.
Kaze, what are you doing?
I think Kaze is kind of like very like contemplative as he is like walking through this totally different type of area.
You're standing next to Andromeda. What's the vibe we get off of her?
She is like dumbstruck. Like they're kind of discussing what to do, what's going on here, and Andromeda is just kind of like stuck in awe of like all of these new sensations like enveloping her. She's just trying to take it all in, and it's a little overwhelming, and she feels a little bit of that like intense curiosity of like, I want to know more about this, but that like little bit of fear that comes with the curiosity of like, what the hell is this and what does this mean?
Beyond, you can see a string of artificial lights, all contained within what appear to be paper balls, over a large archway about 20 feet or so wide. Two people on either side of it and one person in the middle talking with them. You can see that there are firearms on all of them, most of them completely slinged. The one in the middle downward fashion, but arms otherwise crossed in front of their body. They're jovial. They are talking. Again, the scent that you're picking up on is meat, a cooked meat. We're talking that kind of sear that can occur on steak, that savory umami that you begin picking up on. And yet there's also the smell of wet dirt and steel, something incredibly comforting about that. After spending... Go ahead.
Sorry. I think after like... a few more steps, Kaze kind of like straightens up, taps Andromeda on the shoulder, and goes, "Damp earth underfoot, life thrives beneath the old streets. Enduring spirit." Eh? Not bad.
Andromeda just kind of like jolts back and like eyes this dude and is like, whatever you fucking freak.
Yeah, he kind of just like, all right then.
You like scared her. Like she's already like overwhelmed and you just like fucking haiku'd her in the face. She's like, okay.
Haven, meantime, you begin picking up on the sense of, off of those three, now that you see them, you pick up on those emotions. Caution. But the caution is in the background. Familiarity is in the fore. What are you guys doing? Otherwise, I'm going to start sending some stuff after you.
Just really quick, when you say those three, do you mean these three, or do you mean the three, the people?
You may not have been here. Yeah. There are three. Yeah. The three at the 20-foot wide gate. Two people on either side leaning up against it. Paper lanterns now, like stringing across the way. One person in the middle, arms crossed over a slung firearm.
Guys, I feel like this might be the easiest break-in ever. I feel like we could literally just walk up here.
They don't seem too intent on stopping us.
It's almost like... Remember that kid talked about family up there? It's almost like anybody that comes in is immediately embraced as family. So let's just try to go in.
Kaze kind of shrugs and goes, if you say so.
Okay. I'm gonna do it. And she's just gonna start
All right.
walking up there.
Mind you, because it is crucial for me to understand where the rest of the characters are, I am waiting for the players to tell me what their characters are doing. I'm not going to assume what you guys are doing.
With Haven, most likely next to and a little staggered in front of Kode, Kode is going to accompany Haven up to this armed individual with the intent of just walking by unless stopped.
Okay.
Andromeda's gonna like still keep back on the rear, following a little bit more closely than she was before, but not like too close. You know, she's not like shoulder to shoulder with everybody else, and is just kind of like staying back just like a little bit. She doesn't like necessarily want to talk to these people, but is so enamored with the surroundings around her that she's just kind of like her head's on a swivel, like enticed with everything around her, but also now that we're starting like a sort of approach, now like a little bit cautious and suspicious, and so is just like keeping an eye out for anything that might be hidden in whatever shadows may exist here.
Copy. Mike?
Yeah, Kaze is kind of like following along by Kode, understanding that his role is to provide muscle for whatever the job is, but at the same time, seeing that this isn't exactly a hostile area at the moment, he's kind of just looking around ponderously, and if Cody's the closest one to him, he occasionally just hears him like muttering and counting on one hand, like syllables.
The four of you begin to approach the gate. It doesn't take too long before one of them notices something, cries out something to the other two, and then all three of them go, who goes?
Family. We're so fucking glad we found this place. Oh my god, it took forever.
You see them maintain it, and then lasers. Center point, red dots dancing on someone's chest here and there. Kode holding up hands, Haven holding up hands. Everyone, well, except for Andromeda. All right, now
she'll keep her hands like here and like ready to pull out the Omni tool, and is like eyeing these weapons to see if she could maybe like intercept it. Like if there are like some sort of technology she could kind of like intercept, she's like making note of it.
You can almost pick up on the sound. Well, you know what? Some of you can, in fact, pick up on the sound of thumbs against safeties. And when that happens... 10 seconds. Who are you?
Haven Callisto. I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm giving my full name.
Anything that you guys say from this point forward is going to be strictly in character. 10
Haven
seconds,
Callisto.
go.
Haven Callisto. Part of the faction up above.
You're muted.
Kode Vardosyn, son of Perry Vardosyn, from a local from here.
My name is Kaze. I am told that I'm here to
Help.
aid them in a job.
Andromeda is my name.
And the three of them, they begin talking amongst themselves, a low chatter, as the three of them begin to come together like a single unit. All barrels focused directly on you four. You've seen guns like this before. It's usually amongst the poorest of them, but these slug throwers have the ability to put holes into your corporeal body, and while your minds may be uploaded up to the veil or what have you, except for Kode, they can eliminate you. You get the sense of threat, you react to it, you acquiesce. To advance the scene, we're going to assume that they've inquired of you certain things. And after a moment and much hesitancy, they allow you in, understanding you are not agents of a corporation above. But when you walk in, you also realize that amongst the danger that lies that lies upstairs, that you are also bringing with you, what you're not understanding is the life that lives beyond. When you guys get in there, it is oddly comfortable. They allow you in. They've learned your names. Hell, they even introduced themselves to you. And you can see that there are children over there in a darkened corner. First off, artificial lights exist everywhere in this area. You have now also learned that the majority of this place used to be old mining tunnels, and you can see evidence of that over here and over there. But what has now occupied those hollow spaces is a food cart over there. Some animal that is of some subterranean nature being grilled over a hot fire, and that is what you've been smelling. But it's also spices that have been taken from plants that have been grown using artificial light and actual soil. There's bark which has been ground up from trees which have come, and all of this is introduced to you over the course of the next 2 hours. Shade City is not dead. Shade City is simply not visible. Yeah, unfortunately, due to your mission, you've also learned most of them know nothing about a hazer person at all. All they know is that corporations are fucking evil. Most of the people that live in Callisto City, including yourselves, are also fucking evil until proven otherwise. And in fact, it was 2 months ago that some of their own had been taken. By your estimations, the populations of this entire undercity complex, which is occupying not only mine shafts, but whatever the hell used to exist before Callisto was built on top of it, numbers somewhere in the 900s. Massive amounts of people. Of course, in Callisto City, that would only be a single square block. But it is a single square block of people living like sardines in a can. Down here, 900 people each have property. They each have dirt. Something that they can smell between their fingertips. Something that they can plant a seed in and grow. Something that their child can run around on and laugh. And you see children playing with fucking rocks, stones that they have plucked out of the walls. Of course, everyone here is pale of skin, regardless of the actual tone of skin. Everyone here, regardless of what they actually look like, has never seen a shot of daylight. And they don't need to. Vitamin D has been exchanged for happiness, and they seem to be doing quite well. Unfortunately for them, there's no bioluminescent mushrooms or anything like that. And the old children's tales that have been told around 55-gallon drum fires during your own childhood of people living under the streets and living by the light of bioluminescent and all this magic and fantasy bullshit doesn't actually exist. You see the hardships of poverty made into thriving, because they escaped the capitalistic nature of the city above. Everyone here, Haven, has a food co-op that they contribute to. Tubers, mushrooms, and other things like that, but nonetheless, they also get some minimal protein, but they do get it. You walk through various areas. You see children playing tag in narrow alleys, laughter echoing off of like cold metal walls over here that they manage to scavenge from above in order to be able to hold up the the damn ceiling above. The scent of food, actual food, wafts through everything. Something that they have become completely inured to. But alas, this little paradise comes to an end in the face of their ignorance of a Dr. Hazer. Killison City isn't the only life in the area, but none of them know anything about a Hazer. They only know 2 months ago some of their own kind had been picked off and kidnapped. And then they brought up arms, and ever since then, the kidnapping stopped. By the end of it all, after no doubt a good tummy full of food, and that's actually, your body tells you. It's interesting to actually have to listen to your body for once, and not some kind of like a sin chip. Your body actually tells you that it is satiated, that it has received the nourishment it needs. In fact, you can probably use a good nap. Not because out of stress and the need to bury and escape from emotions, or just from the anxiety of living in a fucking cyberpunk society, but instead, I can relax here. No one is literally trying to feed me advertisements of the latest and greatest thing in. But your time comes to an end. You know, or at least are reminding each other. We need to find Hazer. The world is yours.
Silently, Kode begins to walk back and away from whence we came.
Man, this would have been fucking nice if there was no Hazer problem. Alright.
Yeah, I think Kaze is still sort of just like sitting by a fire, like playing, like doesn't, like has shown no sign of having it before, but just like a simple like almost bamboo flute.
Kaze.
No.
Time to go.
Oh, yes, of course. Stands up, like bows to the people around, then joins with them.
Confused, they mimic your actions, understanding it may be something that you do, but they don't know what that is. And your exit is met with a sense of belonging. You know down deep inside of you, now anyway, this is how people are meant to live. Or, I mean, it would be absolute utopia if they can actually do that up on the surface with actual sunlight and fucking actual rain that doesn't sting. But based off of what you know, this is nice. As the four of you leave and the noise and light slowly fade behind you, the tunnel narrows. You can see the stones that you crossed before and the dirt that was piled on top of them. You recognize your own footprints in the rock that you had to crawl over in order to arrive at that utopia. Maybe you'll be able to visit it again. But for the nonce, you four are standing in that intersection where a dark hallway or passageway exists in front of you. A ground into the dirt, the wheels of something that has passed by here many times, and the footprints that have pounded this proud dirt into the earth. Your future lies ahead of you, dark. Where do you go?
The clear path.
So, leaving this undercity neighborhood, the tunnel extends, lonely, echoing. Concrete walls have now replaced the dirt that you saw back there. The natural bedrock completely undisturbed. People living around nature instead of forcing nature to calm yourself down and go back to where you came from. The concrete walls bounce your footsteps around all over the place, and there's a palpable sense of isolation. The occasional blood smear, though, is new on the ground, as you begin to note that dirt is now starting to give way to paved stone. And it is fresh and chilling, this blood stain. Hints at a very recent violent struggle. But as you go down towards the end of the tunnel, it terminates. I'm going to go around the table. What is your source of light?
The grid pattern based off of what goes through the visor.
Kode, relying on the veil. Noted. Next.
The emotions that I feel is a heat map, essentially. So while there may not be a whole lot, even if it's monochromatic, it's still something.
Your emotions, the emotions that you pick up from beyond, are sorrow, pain, missing, isolation, anxiety, subdued due to medication. Kaze?
Perhaps 6 inches of exposed sword, the edge just glowing a bright red.
A glow casting out by which others may be able to walk. Andromeda?
Omni tool in her hands. One of the many little doodads. It happens to glow a fluorescent neon green that lies in stark contrast to the very natural green that she had just seen. And it glows faintly like a glow stick, just enough to kind of see the next steps ahead. But she keeps her head down, watching her feet move forward, trying to readjust to this new artificial color that is in front of her.
So ahead of you, 50 feet, to the maximum extent that the glow of your devices can extend. It almost reaches out like tendrils, desperate in the darkness, trying to provide you with some light. Down here, you can feel the oppressive nature of Callisto City weighing down on you. The air is a little bit thicker, a little bit warmer, a little bit more humid. It's almost as if it is filled with life to the point of pregnancy. It is at capacity. Emotion runs thick here, Haven. Kaze, conflict, has come through here recently, and it has been rather ignoble. Kode, it is unfamiliar, and it is not fucking human. What's come through here is not, we're not talking simulant anti-human, we're talking compassion anti-human. Andromeda, you have found for a while now comfort amongst the masses who are bound together by the need to survive against the corporate culture of Callisto City. Down here, you have no connection to them. But deep within, behind all the angst, behind the I know it all attitude, you can find that very thing that has been driving you and your compatriots, your comrades up above. The need to survive against all. Ahead of you by 50 feet. A doorway. Of sorts. A roll-up aluminum door with a panel beside it. Just like you saw all that time ago up there.
You're up, kid.
Slowly, and just like Andromeda is still terribly discombobulated from everything that's happened within the span of the past few hours. She'll like slowly move forward, keeping her little glow stick attachment out, and reassemble the configuration of voice chip into the slot and activate it and play the goddamn motherfucking sound one more time.
While doing this, Cody is looking around, trying his best to see if there's something that he's missing. Occasionally doing the thing where he drops the glasses to see the truth of things and having difficulty and replacing them.
Cody, everything that you pick up on is exactly what you see. It's almost as if your visor is not assisting you in any way, shape, or form. For once, technology does not offer an immediate advantage. If it weren't for the fact that somehow, someway, Sherry and company are still able to penetrate the earth to get to you, provide you with assistance should you need it. But in the meantime, there's a keypad directly in front of you. Sherry, or excuse me, Andromeda, doing her thing again. There's a releasing and an almost compression of air. A foul scent comes out from underneath the door.
There's like a knot in Andromeda's gut, because she's smelled this before, I'm sure. And that seizing in her stomach just hitches as she tries to hold back from her reaction from previous times, as the images of what is possibly happening start flashing through her mind.
Haven?
Yeah, if it's bodies, that's not something that she's unfamiliar with. So she's going to probably like pull her shirt up and cover her nose.
Cody?
Cody stands and waits for it to completely open. He's unmoved right now.
It finally opens. Kaze?
He said he'll be right back.
Oh, okay, I didn't hear him. When you guys come into this area, it's a stark reminder of why you are here. What you see is the voice modulator had opened up the door, and once it opened, it unveiled a gruesome sight. Surgical machinery is buzzing ominously. Tubes of chemicals crisscross here and there, and a bloodied gurney sits in the middle of the room. For those of you that are using Foundry, which hopefully is all of you, let us go there now. You don't see much other than something is there. Bloodied footprints tracing its way away from that. On the far side of the room, a curtain of plastic drawn around a corner. Machines producing some sort of chemical here and there.
Are you guys coming?
Andromeda is like hanging back a little bit, just like unsure of her usefulness in this moment, and is just gonna like
let's convey that through let's convey that through language. Because Haven is walking ahead of you, she may not be able to pick up on those things, so what do you say to them?
Yeah, I'm behind you.
Haven's like absent-mindedly like looking at everything, and as she says that, she's like, "No, you're not. I feel you way back there, but it's fine." I'm like investigating. I'm doing search feelings really fucking hard here.
Pain. Lonely. Pain. Anger. Pain. Betrayal. And then pain. Settlement. Acquiescence. Home.
What's clinging to the curtain?
Blood.
As I follow the blood trail to the curtain.
Sure. You can see that there's a trail of smeared, bloody footprints leading from the gurney in the middle of the room through the curtain to some sort of a glowing beyond. You can't exactly tell what it is without moving the curtain aside.
I pull it back.
Step forward.
Cool.
Oh, yeah.
Foundry.
You can see that beyond there's a dimly lit hallway. Flickering fluorescent light reveals a doorway at the far end of the hallway. A soft glow coming from a door open at the end. And somewhere out there, you can hear something if you listen carefully enough. Nope.
No. Shut the fuck up.
Wait, for reals?
What you hear is what you hear.
Haven was pointing to the detached arm on the ground to the others when she heard that, and then she just goes like, "Do y'all hear cartoons? Like
the kind that you have never heard in Killison City, unless it was in reference to some sort of an archive. Cartoons are not allowed in Killison City.
I would imagine they were like parodied ads that would
most likely. Oh, certainly you would understand exactly what they are for whatever reason.
Yeah, I don't think that she would understand the concept of like kids cartoons, but she would understand the concept of like funny bits for ads.
Sure.
I'm not expecting this. I'm sorry. And I'm just Haven's going through the door.
As Haven's like investigating that, I see this. Is this a computer over here?
Yes.
Okay. I can do computers.
Let's see what you got.
That's one thing I can do.
Step up to it and then I will describe.
Yeah.
What you see here is on the screen a schematic of an individual body. First, a skeleton moving from left to right, then a muscular structure, then the nervous system, and then the complete body with all of its readings. On the right-hand side, you see schematics of a chest. That is the oblong red object that you see. These odd sounds still playing somewhere in the distance. This is when you realize that whatever transpired on the gurney immediately behind you was something of a transformative nature. Tons of augmentations having been installed. This was to monitor the life that once was.
Is there any... is this just a monitor, or does this have data on it?
The tablet immediately off to your right shows the picture of a chest illuminated with data corresponding on the right-hand side.
Pocket.
The equipment that is floor mounted behind you, you can see that the surfaces are showing diagrams of various things. Those then give way to surgical arms, robotic arms, of course, but things that can actually assist a single surgeon in complex procedures.
Okay. Yeah, she will like flick through this tablet and like scrounge whatever data she can get from these systems.
You do.
As subtly as possible.
What you come up with is 78 individuals that have been processed in the past 2 weeks. Each of the 78 failures, except for the last one, an anonymous subject that has been taken off the streets recently, probably from the underground facility that you saw, though no data there supports that. And it appears that its readings were solid up to a certain point, and then violence ensued, and then the log kind of cuts off. But otherwise, it seems like in this otherwise filthy environment, the sterile portion of it is actually the well-kept documentation on the screen before you.
So one of them survived?
Yeah, it seems that way, unfortunately for it.
I'm gonna tell everybody. One of these things is out there.
One of what things?
One of the experiments is alive.
I'm gonna
They
follow
might be in
behind.
here.
I'm gonna
Is that
follow behind to where Haven is.
Mhm.
Okay, you go through the plastic
if
curtains.
Haven says they might be in here, I go over as well.
Absolutely. Following the trail of bloody footprints, mind you, these footprints have since been, like, the blood itself has, well, it's dry. It's a part of the tile now. It's barefoot, but you're also looking down at it and you're realizing, just out of pure curiosity, one of you puts your foot beside the bare footprint. It is so much larger than you guys. You walk down the hallway?
I'm following all the mostly the feelings of acceptance.
You do. The acceptance lies down at the end of the hallway.
I think I like in a trance kind of, because it's just very palpable. I'm just going, like, I don't even look for traps or anything. I just fucking go.
Yeah. Why would you? That's not a problem. You start heading down that way. Flickering fluorescent light providing more darkness than it does actual light. The plastic curtain behind all of you now. A trail of smeared blood, dried, several days old now, behind you. And it leads from the gurney, through the curtain, down the hallway, and down to that door that is slightly ajar, from which those sounds of old cartoons play. You see a soft glow of a bluish-whitish light peering through the doorway beyond.
Pushing the door open. I don't stop moving.
As this is happening, can I do something real fast?
Sure.
Andromeda was kind of like gathering this data and is like following behind. Can I do a thing speak on this tablet, specifically on the data about the survivor?
Sure.
Okay. So for this, all right. What is she feeling in this moment?
Make it quick.
I think she's definitely starting to feel a little bit scared, for sure. Definitely scared in this moment. So she's gonna go ahead and roll scared.
Stormbender 327 throwing 100 bits out there for Frankenstein's monster. So let's see what happens. What do you have?
I got a 7 total, so partial success. I get to ask two questions.
I would have let you ask them without the die rolls, and you probably would have gotten more. But because you rolled the dice, then you're going to go with that. All right, partial failure. What do you got?
Okay. I want to know, what words have been said recently near this?
Thank you.
That's...
Oh, God.
Thank you?
Thank you.
Oh, my God.
Okay. To clarify, this is words that were said around the thing. Okay. All right. No, that makes sense. That tracks. All right. I have one more question.
Sure.
Who handled this before me? This tablet.
Ooh.
Difficult to tell. The emotion that lingers on it seems to be more of a purposeful one rather than individual identity, like working for a greater good. The identity of the individual electronically, like security-wise, you come up with a username that actually says user 3289773084. It's like every single
any help at all. Jeez.
Exactly. It's like every single shit poster on TikTok.
Okay. Well, that gives me something.
Haven,
all right.
You begin to open the door.
Yeah.
I want to understand where everyone is. Kode?
Kode was right behind Haven, because she has the better vision technically right now.
Okay. Kaze?
Alongside Kode.
Haven in the front. Kode and Kaze beside each other. Andromeda?
In the back, baby, right where I belong.
So it's the four of you like this. As the door gets pulled open, there's a soft glow of an old kids show that dances in the dark from an old school television, and I mean wickedly old school. A chair, its back to you, sits facing the program on the TV, and in it a silhouette, massive and twitching, sits before the TV. On the left-hand side, you can see a cybernetic arm that occasionally bouts with twitchiness, as if to suggest that it is not properly connected. Picks up.
I want to analyze it.
Go ahead.
I want to make sure I analyze this as soon as possible.
Sure.
And
what are you seeking through your analysis?
Well, I failed my analysis.
Therefore, what you end up picking up on is this is the arm of an individual. The arm itself is either malfunctioning or what have you, but the individual in the chair is not moving, or at least the chair itself is not moving. This is one of those old-fashioned winged chairs. It is wide. The arm itself now twitching every now and then picking up what appears to be popcorn, and then entering it into its mouth, wherever its mouth may be, completely hidden by the height of the chair. Some of you, out of mere instinct and complete fucking suspiciousness, as you should, look underneath the chair to see what is there, because it does have legs. And yes, you can see 2 feet narrow in ankle, indicating a titanium structure that comes down, feet that have been completely replaced. This is the last you saw of Dr. Hazer. It seems the doctor is in. What are you guys doing?
So even though I failed that analysis with my wrench in the gears,
Sure.
It specifically says when you analyze someone with mechanical or cybernetic systems, you might ask, how is this vulnerable to me for free? Now, if I fail, do I still get to ask that question?
Yes, you do.
Okay. I would love to know the answer, please.
Rephrase your question. Let's hear it.
How is Dr. Hazer, if this is the doctor that we think it is, how is he vulnerable to me?
His back is to you. Doesn't yet know that you're there, at least as far as you know. But the other 3 here have been talking him up, so chances are he's very much aware and just waiting for you to make a move. Difficult to tell. You know he now has cybernetic systems, feet and hand. Oddly, this doctor, a preeminent scientist in his field, is watching cartoons, but also seems to be engrossed in it. Can't yet see you.
Andromeda's gonna make sure she stays in the shadows.
What are the rest of you doing?
I think Kaze looks to Haven and Cody.
Mind you, you are within 10 feet of the chair.
Yeah, just kind of a look like, is this the guy?
So, I put a little countdown up before I interjected. Regardless of what y'all doing, the conclusion is that is Dr. Hazer in this chair. Wrong, right, rage, still in Cody, remembering that the old archives explained how educational cartoons were by his parents. And if this is in fact Dr. Hazer, he took someone from him that gave him that opportunity to learn and know what it's like to have happiness. So by whatever lapel Erin, Haven has, whatever lapel Haven has, I'm going to move her just out of the range, and in substitution will be my first volley launch from the first yo-yo of the maxed out EMP blast of my yo-yo, which is 10 feet away, which will put them out of the way, and I will be on the cusp of it.
You sling that thing forward, is that correct?
Yes.
You sling it forward, and immediately you see a darkened shape appear over the head of the chair. It's an arched back. It picks up, and you can see hair and a very large head. And the head atop a spindle that comes up out of the body that you cannot yet see turns around 180 degrees. Oh, hey, guys.
I fucking...
You see Hacksaw's head on the body as it stands up. And we will see you guys next week.
I fucking knew it. I knew it.
You're
put it in the
there?
chat.
Are you
I
kidding
knew
me?
it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I'd like everybody to know that I knew it.
It's true. They did know it. They did put it in the chat. I vouch for them.
Fucking Hacksaw. It's fucking Hacksaw. I literally was about to shoot the guy in the back of the head. Now what am I going to do, Steve? What am I going to do? Next Wednesday, shoot him in the head? In the front of the head?
I guess
it's unfortunate that I don't have any attachment to this guy, but I can't do anything about it.
And at the moment, I don't really either.
I know, fucking Kaze is just all sorts of removed.
The fucking audacity to put Hacksaw in Haven's intro picture in the intro of their little intimate moment together, and then put him in the. I'm so mad.
You're evil. You're evil. You're so evil. You're just mean. You're just a mean guy.
Oh God.
I'm just saying. It's
the best cliffhanger so far since Crossroads and some Timely Heroes. It's for me at least. That was the best cliffhanger.
I think we just freezed. Stormbender, thank you so much for the cheer. Really appreciate that.
That was really good.
Lord help us. That was so good.
Guys, it's getting
Literally,
late.
if there's a god.
There is no god.
Wow.
Why would there be? Not in Steve's world, no.
So I like how it's like it's Erin and Stacie that are reacting. Mike is just like, fuck it, whatever. Mike, what's Kaze is so removed from the action, it's almost unfair to you as a player.
Gone.
You don't have any kind of a connection to the scene. How do you deal with that as a player?
As a player, it is one of the most bizarre situations because Hacksaw is a character that exists because my previous character, Doc Faustus, I was like, oh yeah, of course I'd have a surgical assistant. It's this big dumb dude who carries boxes for me named Hacksaw, and now I'm playing as Kaze, who has no conception of who this is at all. He's like, whatever, I'm a mercenary, I guess, and I'm here to do a job.
Well, I mean, you're here
so as a
now.
player, I'm like, my son, my beautiful boy.
So, but as Kaze, now certainly even even Zephyr would have emotions towards this. Kaze the Blade, though, doesn't. Are you missing out?
No, I think there's still very interesting stuff as a player to do in that kind of space, especially because, at least the way I was seeing it in my head, Kaze is a temporary state of being, +4 hunger, dealing with actively in the Veil area. That's Kaze. Okay. But given that I have ways of reducing the hunger, especially once we're fighting something, it's very possible that Zephyr could return and see that, because Kaze would have no issue with oh yeah, I have a sword that's great at cutting through this kind of stuff and hacking into him, and then as the sword kind of gets its fill off of that, Zephyr coming back up and being like, oh god, what did I do?
So Kode is only just recently started getting into emotions, and yet here we are in one of the most emotion-filled scenes that we've come across, particularly as it comes from Haven. So before I can ask you a question, I'm going to turn over to Erin real quick. What is Haven feeling right now?
Oh, if we kept playing, I was about to start crying because Hacksaw is also our beautiful baby boy. And that is so fucking sick. The not for on you. That's sick of Hazer, and he knows it. And I think he knows that Haven. At least he knows that some of the people in the party will kill Hacksaw to get rid of Hazer, and that's so sick, and it's so twisted. And I love it so much, but I'm so sad.
Kode, your feels?
So, just hypothetically, moving forward, all of those emotions that Kode felt, remembering his mother, his father, teaching him those things through the archival footage, through educational things, and thinking to himself, if this is definitely Hazer, this is such a secured area, whatever weird experiment happened was successful here, it's still fucking technology.
Wow. Okay.
And to see fucking Hacksaw's head up and turn to look, that the thought before that EMP strike goes off in the area is the thought before that EMP strike goes to hit him in the fucking head.
Yeah.
It's, I fucking told you not to do it.
Okay. Andromeda, you're new to the situation, but you've heard of Hacksaw and you understand the plight. Where does Andromeda sit right now?
So she like maybe doesn't have like an emotional attachment to this person, but she definitely knows like of him and knows of like the sentiment around him.
Yeah.
And so I think that's definitely gonna like throw her off for a second. But she is like so invested in destroying whatever this thing has become. Like, as far as she's concerned, like, that guy is dead. He's gone. Like, this is a completely new thing that has been welded together, has been literally like our wonderful friend Stormbender said, Frankensteined together.
Yeah.
And so she's like, she's stunned and shocked and can't do much to like decompile it, but like is gonna like lend her expertise where she can, as this is like a mostly technological beast now.
Absolutely. For those of you that are in the chat, I'm curious as to your thoughts of what is happening. Your whatever it is, whatever you type, of course, will be repeated here on stream. If you happen to be up on Discord, then yes, absolutely. Let's check out the Evandale spoiler chat and see if anything is happening over there. I do see some stuff over here. Nothing related to this.
I don't see Donald. Usually he has like the theories. So.
Yeah. Donald and Alex are missing, so we don't have them for tonight. Players. Next week is the final episode. Well, at least of the story arc. After that, Erin is then going to take over as the GM, and then I get to be a player, which would be kind of cool. Erin, as the person about to inherit the game, and then Mike is then going to inherit the game. I know that you're kind of tight-lipped on what the story will be, other than if you like Twin Peaks, this is going to go for it. Will your story, or Mike, will your story incorporate anything that has been discovered up to this point?
My story carries a lot of the themes of what constitutes as human. Where do you draw the line between human and machine? What, like, all the stuff that keeps Kode up at night. Like, where's the line drawn? How much is too much? And that sort of like, when do you sort of lose yourself to that kind of world? So I still haven't, the story was already done before the Veil, because I had used Cyberpunk Red, but so incorporating it into the Veil, there are going to be some Easter eggs, but mostly the main thing is going to be the theme.
Oh, are we going to be playing Cyberpunk Red after this?
No, it's going to be the Veil.
Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah, and that won't change. I've just adopted. I actually did it all in my head on the drive down here today.
Okay.
It's all going to be incorporated into the Veil.
Sweet. Okay. Mike?
Yeah. So my story that I have in mind does deal with some of the stuff. It will have some connective tissue to what's going on currently. As I might have mentioned before, I'm a college student. I'm an English major. And in one of my classes this past semester, I wrote a sort of cyberpunk adaptation of Macbeth. And there was one character I wrote in it, my substitute for the three witches, that really appealed to me. So I am going to mine, whereas Erin said that their story will focus on where do you draw the line between like human and machine, and what does it mean to be human in a cyberpunk world. I really want to explore what it means to like subscribe to or maintain a sense of spirituality in a world where everything is explained and there is no mystery out there.
Okay.
And a lot of that has to do with, you know, the fact that our spirituality and our humanity in that way stems from a sense of consciousness and a sense of being human, and how you can go beyond that.
Okay.
I love that. That's so good.
That's salient. I really like that. However, we still have one more, potentially, hopefully, one more session next week. Last question for you, everyone here. What's going to happen?
I don't think Hacksaw's coming back.
No, he's been gone. He's dead and gone. Yep. Unfortunately. I mean, if there's a little fragment of his little brain chippy, I might scrap that for you. But
he might. That hacksaw thing that's in front of us might in fact only be salvageable by Faustus. Surprisingly.
Ironically, I know. Yeah. Ironically, and that might actually.
I'll salvage the tech and make some use out of that, but person, nah, I don't do people, baby.
That's the horrible thing out of all of this, is that Andromeda's gonna be walking around with like some tech that used to belong to somebody. Even okay, well, actually, let me ask you guys, the four of you. Well, no, you know what? Fuck Andromeda, because Andromeda's a callous little whatever. But everyone else, Hacksaw was your friend, apparently now taken apart and put back together. If a piece of technology is taken from that body, though the personality persists, is it still Hacksaw?
No.
No. Says Kode flat out. No. Hey, I'm gonna go with Mike first on this before I hit the empath. Radioactive Voidfish, thank you for the follow. Hi.
I think I mean, for Mike, I'm very much a ship of Theseus denier. You know, if you replace all the boards on a ship, it's a fully different ship.
Yes.
Whereas Zephyr is like, I mean, currently kind of just vibing in a sword until he can come back out. So for him, it's very much the consciousness, like the memory, the mentality is the person. You could put, if Hacksaw, if you were to put a personality into a toaster that Zephyr would recognize as Hacksaw, he would be like, this is my friend Hacksaw. He was a guy, now he's a toaster.
He's a toaster.
But I also think that the situation at hand, Zephyr is not going to have a chance to recognize what's going on until battle is underway and damage has been done to Hacksaw with his sword, and I'm not sure how he's going to deal with that.
That's really the question. Where does humanity stop and technology then pick up? For those of you that are new, including Radioactive Voidfish, hello, and Stormbender, every single Powered by the Apocalypse, The Veil game should have a question that needs to be answered somehow, some way. The question here is, where does humanity end, or does it? And so the last answer of the evening, I'm going to turn over to the empath of the game, which is Erin, portraying Haven.
To answer that question?
Yeah.
I don't think any empath is able to accurately answer that question, because she's based on feelings, and feelings, life doesn't give a shit about your feelings. And you could feel sad, and you could feel like you want to start a revolution, empowered. You feel all that stuff till the cows come home, but it means fuck all when life just keeps happening. So I don't, where does being a human end? It doesn't matter, because we're all gonna die. That's really
fucking nihilism. All right.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
that is hardcore nihilism.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, I play tabletop games as escapism, so
Yeah, not Cyberpunk.
It was like a little real.
yeah, please don't bring my personal philosophies into things.
I'm gonna at all of you on this answer.
I mean, you can
Good
ask
Lord.
my fiance. I'm regularly quoted around the home of saying I'm one bad policy decision away from going down to City Hall and throwing bricks through the mayor's window.
Yep.
Dude, if you're here
my
on
family.
if you're here on the Evandale, yeah, exactly, it's fucking mood. I mean, that's just what we all are. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for tonight. We will see you next week for Kill City Sinners, Wednesdays, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Tomorrow, however, we also pick up on Seekers of the Fall, a Pathfinder 2nd ed kinda game that deals in dark fantasy and the seeking the secrets of an ancient world. But either way, we will see you also next, if not tomorrow, then we will see you next Monday for Branching Out. Either way, check out the schedule down below. It's all down there. We'll see you guys later. Thank you so much for you. It's so much for you.
Yes.
It's late for me. I know over there, way the fuck over there, it's like left coast, 3 hours behind us stuff. I wish I could reach over there to poke you in the head. But yeah, so it's, anyway, it's late for us, guys. Have a fantastic night. Stay adorable, everyone. We love you all. Thank you so much for joining us. For those of you that recently followed Radioactive and others, thank you so much for that. I hope you become a part of the Evan Dweller community. Go check out our Discord. It's free. It's really easy. Discord.gg/Evandale, EVINDALE. You can also just hit exclamation. You know what? I will do it. Exclamation point.
Did it.
You are so fucking good. So go check that out, guys. And we'll see you guys next week or tomorrow. Stay adorable. Bye.